Namaste. On behalf of United Consciousness, I, Dr. Vikrant Singh Tomar, welcome all of you in this grand celebration of United Nations International Yoga Week. Friends, when you close your eyes and ask this question from yourself, what kind of life do you want for yourself and your kids? A general answer that generally pops up in everybody's mind is, I want my kids to be physically healthy. I want them to be mentally peaceful. I want them to be emotionally stable. I want them to be spiritually happy, professionally satisfied, socially compassionate, environmentally responsible, and globally connected. But then we open our eyes to see what? We see that we are living in a world where every single moment somebody is losing his life just because of the lifestyle diseases, which could have easily been saved. We see a world where professional hazard and burnt out has been declared as a professional phenomena by WHO. We get up to see the world where loneliness is causing that much damage to the health as if we are smoking 15 cigarettes every day. 700,000 people are committing suicide. It is much more than all the casualties of the world due to war put together. A very big percentage of people are living life without any purpose, any significant purpose for life. Estimate says that $1 trillion is the cost of the total emotional depression to the world. And dear friends, as United Nations General Secretary Antonio Guterres rightly said, that this generation is the first generation to feel the impact of climate change and the last generation to do something about it. Probably this is the reason United Nations declared 21st of June as the World International Day of Yoga. That people should come together and practice yoga, because yoga is not merely the discipline of postures, it's an art and science of peace. Where yamas contribute into social well-being, niyamas into personal well-being, asanas into physical well-being, pranayama, pratyahara into psychological well-being, and dharana, dhyana, samadhi into spiritual well-being. Yoga is internal sanitizer. It purifies our external behavior, internal behavior, our body, our mind, our senses. It purifies ourself completely. Probably you knew it, that it also contributes significantly into sustainable development goal achievements. There are many SDGs goals which can easily be achieved if world goes for a yogic life. On this grand occasion of International Yoga Day, United Consciousness is celebrating International Yoga Week, starting from 13th of June till 21st of June. Dear friends, people, experts, masters from around 120 plus countries are coming together. Participants are coming together. There will be discussions, there will be discourses, there will be demonstrations of yoga practices, there will be deep meditations. Together we will develop. Together we will assure our holistic well-being, so that depression, tension, stress, breakdown, burnt out, friction, overload triggers, these words should go back to their mother discipline. Leave the human life and psychology, so that we can live a fully functioning life. A fully functioning, happy life is the birthright of everybody. And for that, this celebration is. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Honorable Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Dr. Mohan Yadav ji, Honorable Minister of Ayush, Government of Madhya Pradesh, Shri Inder Singh Parmar ji, Honorable Minister of Culture, State, Shri Dharmendra Singh Lodhi ji, for contributing in this event and guiding us. Would also like to thank our mother organization, Project Self, our sister organizations, United Global Peace Foundation. European Yoga Federation, Yoga Australia, OSACTIV, and other significant organizations across the 6 continents who have contributed in the success of this event. So stay tuned in your mobile phones, on your TV. Let's get benefited with this International Day of Yoga, because we all deserve peace and happiness. Thank you. Namaste, friends. This global week of yoga is also blessed with the guidance and inspiration of Shri Dharmendra Singh Lodhi ji, who is Honorable Minister of Culture and Tourism, Government of Madhya Pradesh. His visionary leadership has contributed into making Madhya Pradesh achieving those heights in culture preservation and promotion which are unprecedented. So dear friends, let's listen message and inspiration from Honorable Minister.
I'm feeling honored to welcome and introduce Honorable Minister Mr. Dharmendra Bhav Singh Lodhi, a seasoned politician and a dynamic leader. Currently serves as the Minister of State with independent charge for culture, tourism and religious trust and endowments in Madhya Pradesh. A trusted figure in the state's political arena, he brings both experience and a deep-rooted commitment to public service. Representing the Jabera Assembly constituency, born in Nota village in Jabera Tehsil, his journey is a testament of his strong connection with his homeland. His educational background includes BSc in Mathematics, an MA in Hindi and further qualifications such as postgraduate diploma in Computer Application and BA, showcasing his dedication to both learning and leadership. His political career began with the Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad, and he rose to prominence with his electoral success in 2018. His re-election in 2023 highlights his deep association with the Sangh and the trust he commands among the people. As a minister, he has outlined an ambitious vision for Madhya Pradesh culture and religious heritage, focusing on promoting tourism and enhancing pilgrimage experiences. His bold initiatives to offer free air travel to Ayodhya post the consecration of Shri Ram Temple underscores his commitment to serving the spiritual needs of the people. Furthermore, his leadership will see the development of Ram Van Gaman Path, a tribute to cultural preservation. His dedication, humility and forward-thinking approach are set to usher in a new era of tourism and religious promotion in Madhya Pradesh, enriching the state's cultural landscape. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Mr. Dharmendra Bhav Singh Lodhi.
शिवाय। विश्व के विभिन्न देशों से जुड़े सम्मानित संत महात्मागण, योगाचार्य, विद्वान, नीति निर्माता, युवा मित्रों तथा मानव कल्याण के लिए समर्पित सभी प्रतिभागियों को मेरा सादर प्रणाम। आज अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस के इस पावन अवसर पर एक पृथ्वी, एक स्वास्थ्य और एक चेतना, समग्र कल्याण के लिए योग विषय पर आयोजित इस वैश्विक सम्मेलन में आप सभी के बीच उपस्थित होकर मुझे अत्यंत प्रसन्नता हो रही है। सबसे पहले मैं डॉक्टर विक्रांत सिंह तोमर और यूनाइटेड कॉन्शसनेस परिवार को हार्दिक बधाई देता हूं, जिसने 120 से अधिक देशों के लोगों को एक मंच पर जोड़कर योग को केवल स्वास्थ्य का विषय नहीं बल्कि मानव चेतना, संस्कृति और वैश्विक एकता का विषय बनाया है। यह वास्तव में एक अद्भुत प्रयास है जो विश्व को जोड़ने का कार्य कर रहा है। मैं संस्कृति, पर्यटन तथा धार्मिक न्यास धर्मश विभाग का प्रतिनिधित्व करते हुए यह कहना चाहता हूं कि भारत में योग केवल अभ्यास नहीं है, योग भारत की आत्मा है। योग हमारे मंदिरों में है, योग हमारे तीर्थों में है, योग हमारी जीवन शैली में है, योग हमारे पर्वों में है, योग हमारे दर्शन में है और योग हमारी संस्कृति के कण कण में है। योग का जन्म भारत की उस भूमि पर हुआ है जिसने मानवता को यह संदेश दिया, वसुधैव कुटुंबकम, अर्थात संपूर्ण परिवार, विश्व एक परिवार है। आज जब दुनिया अनेक प्रकार के संघर्षों, विभाजनों, असंतुलनों से जूझ रही है, तब योग हमें यह स्मरण कराता है कि हम सब मूलतः एक ही चेतना के अंश हैं। इसलिए योग का उद्देश्य केवल शरीर को स्वस्थ बनाना नहीं, बल्कि मनुष्य को मनुष्य से जोड़ना है। उपनिषदों में कहा गया, संगच्छध्वम संबद्धध्वम संभो मनांसी जानताम देवा भागम यथा पूर्वे संजानाना उपासते। अर्थात संगच्छध्वम मतलब कदम से कदम मिलाकर चलो, संबद्धध्वम स्वर में स्वर मिलाकर बोलो, संभो मनांसी जानताम हमारे मनों में समानता का बोध हो। देवताओं ने जैसा अपना अभीष्ट प्राप्त किया था, वैसे ही हम सम्मिलित बुद्धि से कार्य करके अपने अभीष्ट को प्राप्त करें। यदि कोई दर्शन आज इस मंत्र को व्यवहार में उतार सकता है तो वही योग है। मित्रों, आज विश्व में तनाव बढ़ रहा है, अवसाद बढ़ रहा है, अकेलापन बढ़ रहा है, प्रकृति से दूरी बढ़ रही है, परिवारों में संवाद कम हो रहा है। ऐसे समय में योग केवल एक स्वास्थ्य पद्धति नहीं, बल्कि जीवन को पुनः संतुलित करने का मार्ग है। योग हमें सिखाता है शरीर को स्वस्थ रखना, मन को शांत रखना, प्रकृति का सम्मान करना, जीवन को उद्देश्यपूर्ण बनाना है। इसलिए हमारे शास्त्रों में योग को मोक्ष का मार्ग ही नहीं, जीवन का मार्ग भी कहा गया है। भगवान श्री कृष्ण भगवत गीता में कहते हैं, योगा कर्मसु कौशलम, अर्थात योग जीवन के प्रत्येक कर्म को उत्कृष्ट बनाने की कला है। यदि शिक्षक योगी है तो शिक्षा बेहतर होगी, यदि प्रशासक योगी हो तो शासन बेहतर होगा, यदि व्यापारी योगी हो तो व्यापार नैतिक होगा, यदि नागरिक योगी हो तो समाज अधिक शांतिपूर्ण होगा। यही कारण है कि योग आज संपूर्ण विश्व के लिए प्रासंगिक है। मित्रों, मैं विशेष रूप से कहना चाहता हूं कि भारत की संस्कृति और योग एक दूसरे से अलग नहीं है, बल्कि एक दूसरे के पूरक हैं। हमारे तीर्थ केवल धार्मिक स्थल नहीं है, वे चेतना के केंद्र हैं। काशी, प्रयाग, रामेश्वरम, द्वारका, पुरी, उज्जैन, अमरकंटक और ओंकारेश्वर जैसे तीर्थ हजारों वर्षों से मनुष्य को बाहरी यात्रा के साथ आंतरिक यात्रा की प्रेरणा देते रहे हैं। मध्य प्रदेश इस दृष्टि से अत्यंत सौभाग्यशाली है। यह भगवान महाकाल की नगरी उज्जैन की भूमि है। यह ओंकारेश्वर में आदि शंकराचार्य की साधना की भूमि है। यह सांची, भोजपुर, चित्रकूट, अमरकंटक, महेश्वर जैसी महान सांस्कृतिक और आध्यात्मिक धरोहरों की भूमि है। हमारा प्रयास है कि पर्यटन केवल भ्रमण न रहे, बल्कि वह आत्म अनुभूति और सांस्कृतिक चेतना का माध्यम बने। मैं मानता हूं कि आने वाले समय में स्पिरिचुअल टूरिज्म और वेलनेस टूरिज्म विश्व के सबसे महत्वपूर्ण क्षेत्रों में से एक होंगे। लोग केवल स्थान देखने नहीं आएंगे, वे शांति खोजने आएंगे, वे अर्थ खोजने आएंगे, वे स्वयं को खोजने आएंगे और भारत उनके लिए स्वाभाविक गंतव्य होगा। मित्रों, माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के प्रयासों से आज योग वैश्विक जन आंदोलन बन चुका है। यह केवल भारत की उपलब्धि नहीं, यह संपूर्ण मानवता की उपलब्धि है, क्योंकि योग किसी धर्म, भाषा या राष्ट्र की सीमाओं से बंधा हुआ नहीं है। योग मानवता की साझा विरासत है और भारत उसका विनम्र संरक्षक है। आज मैं विश्व के सभी देशों से एक निवेदन करना चाहता हूं, यदि हम एक स्वस्थ विश्व चाहते हैं, यदि हम एक शांतिपूर्ण विश्व चाहते हैं, यदि हम प्रकृति के साथ संतुलन चाहते हैं, यदि हम आने वाली पीढ़ियों का भविष्य बेहतर बनाना चाहते हैं, तो हमें योग को केवल एक दिवस का उत्सव नहीं बल्कि जीवन का उत्सव बनाना होगा। अंत में मैं पुनः डॉक्टर विक्रांत सिंह तोमर और यूनाइटेड कॉन्शसनेस के सभी आयोजकों, वक्ताओं तथा विश्व भर से जुड़े हुए प्रतिभागियों का अभिनंदन करता हूं। आप सब मिलकर एक ऐसी वैश्विक चेतना का निर्माण कर रहे हैं जो सीमाओं से परे है, जो भाषाओं से परे है, जो राष्ट्रों से परे है। आइए हम सब मिलकर संकल्प लें, योग से स्वास्थ्य, योग से संस्कृति, योग से सद्भाव, योग से विश्व कल्याण, और इसी भावना के साथ हम आगे बढ़ें। एक पृथ्वी, एक स्वास्थ्य, एक चेतना। ओम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मां कश्चित् दुःख भाग् भवेत्। धन्यवाद। जय श्री महाकाल। भारत माता की जय।
It's my privilege to welcome and introduce Yogacharya Dr. Anand Bal Yogi Bhavani. He is Director of the Center for Yoga Therapy Education and Research and Professor of Yoga Therapy at the Shri Balaji Vidyapith University, Pondicherry. He is the Chairman of the International Center for Yoga Education and Research at Ananda Ashram, Pondicherry, and Yoga Anjali Natyalam, the Premier Institute of Yoga and Carnatic Music and Bharatnatyam in Pondicherry. He is a gold medalist in Medical Studies MBBS with postgraduate diploma in both Family Health and Yoga and the Advanced Diploma in Yoga. A fellow of the Indian Academy of Yoga, he has authored 9 DVDs and 25 books and 21 competitions on yoga. He is a classical Indian vocalist, percussionist, music composer and choreographer of Indian classical dance. He is a recognized PhD guide for yoga therapy and is the first Indian to be recognized as an IAYT certified yoga therapist by the International Association of Yoga Therapists USA. He attended conferences in UK, USA, Italy, Malaysia, Germany, Switzerland, Canada, New Zealand, etc. He is an honorary advisor to the International Association of Yoga Therapists, Australian Association of Yoga Therapists, Worldwide Yoga Foundation. He is a member of numerous experts committees of the Ministry of Ayush, including a national board for promotion of yoga and natural therapy, expert committee for celebration of International Yoga Day and the Yoga and Diabetic Program. He is a consultant resource person for the WHO Collaborative Center in Traditional Medicines at New Delhi. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome and put your hands together for Dr. Anand Bal Yogi.
Bal Yogi ji, most welcome. It is always heartwarming listening to you, and the topic you are going to talk to us is yogic parenting. All yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vikrant, for this wonderful opportunity to be with all of you. And I think one of the aspects that is often missed out in the discussion on yoga is that we forget that yoga is actually all life. And yoga is to be lived mindfully, with awareness, with consciousness, every moment of the day. It is not something you just do 20 minutes or 30 minutes in the morning on your yoga mat, but is who you are. And this is why the topic of yogic parenting is so interesting, because parenting is something that requires a lot of mindfulness. Today, we have forgotten the importance of how we nurture people to bring out the best in their nature. And hence we end up with debates about, is it nature or nurture? It is both. And where does it all start? It all starts from what is called the Sabija Karma. Sabija Karma is our genetics. Who gives us our genetic makeup? Our parents. And as parents, we give our children our genetic makeup that we have carried from all our ancestors. So yes, it is a lot of baggage. That baggage that we are giving our children in the form of the human genome is huge, often having a lot of positive, but an equal amount of negative. So how is it that we can enable the positive aspects of our genetics to manifest and minimize the negative aspects of the genetics, preventing them from manifesting. That is conscious parenting. Where does it start? Parenting doesn't start after you have kids. Parenting begins when you are still a young child. And this is why it is pertinent that we must inculcate the values of yoga as a lifestyle, a 24-hour mindful lifestyle focusing on achar, vichar, ahar, vihar, and vyavahar in the young people. When a young person develops the qualities as a child, when they grow with that yogic perspective, a global perspective that only yoga can give us, then when they get married, when they have kids, they will have the qualities of a yogic parent. What are these qualities? Patanjali tells us there are 4 bhavanas we are to choose when dealing with life situation. Maithri, Karuna, Muditopekshanam, Sukadukka Punya Punya Vishayanam, Bhavanartha Chitta Prasadanam. If you want clarity in how to be a good parent, you need to understand there will be moments in your relationship with your kids where there will be a lot of sukha, there will be a lot of ease, there will be a lot of pleasantness. At that point, manifest, radiate friendliness, maithri with sukha. There will be times where there will be a lot of struggle. There will be a lot of pain. There will be a lot of sorrow. There will be a lot of, suffering that the child may go through and we may go through as a parent. At that time, manifest and radiate karuna, compassionate empathy. So when everything is going good, have that beautiful sense of friendliness. When things are not going so good, have the compassion, have the empathy to be the person who the kids are looking for. When that kid is suffering, all they want is papa and mama's loving embrace. They just want to rest their head on your chest. They just want to lie down on your lap. Can you radiate that karuna to mitigate the dukkha that is going on in that relationship? Now, there will be times where your kids are going to manifest the best. They are going to study well. They may be amazing in sports. They will excel themselves. They will actually even make their bed. Okay? And they will eat the food without any waste. Wow, great days, right? As a parent. In those moments, what are you to do? You are to cheer them. Mudita punya. When you find all of those good qualities radiating in the kids, when you find them trying to be the best version that they can be, when you find them living up to their potential, cheer them on, cheer them on, cheer them on. And then there will be days, there will be moments where they are totally the opposite. And you wonder whether they are the same kid. Because yesterday they seemed so good and today look at what they are. Well, in those moments, Patanjali advises upekshana, non-responsive, mindful indifference. He says when those things happen, when the kid is being naughty, when the kid is throwing a tantrum, that is not the time for you to start becoming a kid and throwing another tantrum. You know what happens? The kid does something naughty, the parent starts to explode, that triggers the kid to then become more naughty, the parent explodes more, and you end up with a vicious spiral of stress and reactivity. At that moment, just realize this too shall pass and give them the space. Upekshanam is the capacity to give space when things are not going the way they should. Because the more attention you pay to negativity, the more you strengthen negativity. One of the yogic lessons, yato mana tata prana, where the mana goes. So if you keep on harping on all the negativities, you are not doing this, you are not doing this, look at that, look at this. What happens is you only magnify that. Take a step back. Take a step back. And that is where the other beautiful teaching, Pratipaksha Bhavana of Patanjali, comes into parenting. is just to take a step back and use reverse psychology. There are times you just take a step back and automatically the kids will come back where they should be. See, this is mindfulness. Instead of becoming reactive, as a parent, we are not to be reactive, we are to be responsive, we are to be loving, caring. And again, yoga says, you be that role model. Where do the kids get all their ideas? By looking at the parents. Where do they get all these habits? Looking at the parents. If the parent says, always speak the truth, and then when somebody comes to the house and rings the bell, they tell the kid, tell them, Papa is not at home. What is the kid learning? You say, speak the truth, and then you are acting out a lie. You say, be honest, and they see you taking a bribe. See, this is where a responsible parenting from the yogic perspective is that we are to be that yogi. Tapasvibhyo adhiko yogi, jnanibhyo apimado karmabhyascha adhiko yogi, tasmad yogi bhava Arjuna, says Krishna. Be that yogi, be that yogic parent who has equanimity, samatva, samabhava, sthita prajna, and have that equipoise, and be that role model. Because your kids are going to watch you and they will learn from you what to be rather than what you tell them to be. And this is why the yogic approach to parenting is that we need to first set ourselves in tune. We need to be living a life of yoga where thought, word, and deed all come together. When our thought, word, and deed is integrated, when we say what we think, and we do what we say, our kids are going to imbibe that. And through that, we are going to create an amazing society of human beings. For too long, we have been human doings. We need to move from being a human doing to a human being and be that best human being that we can be. This is conscious, mindful, yogic parenting. Apply the Chatur Bhavana, Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, and Upekshanam to the situations of Sukha, Dukkha, Punya, Apunya. Use the Pratipaksha Bhavana and just be that role model of what is Achar, Vichar, Ahar, Vihar, and Vyavahar. And when your kids see that, they are going to imbibe it. Because kids learn amazingly well. Kids learn by watching us. And who are the first teachers? The mother and the father. The mother and the father are the first teachers. And this is where our responsibility to be the best version of ourselves and thus enable the next generation to be the best version of themselves. When we show that we are mindful, when we show that we will do what it takes, when we show that we have the heart for the battle, when we show the most important aspects of sadhana, regularity, repetition, and rhythm, then our kids will learn that, imbibe that, and the world will be a much better place. I thank you all for giving me this beautiful opportunity to share some thoughts on yogic parenting. And I wish this International Week of Yoga by the United Consciousness to be a grand success. And thank you for standing up for yoga and making sure that the yogic standards set in Bharat will be the platinum standards for the entire world. Jai Bharat, Jai Yoga.
Thank you very much, Guruji. And so wonderful you mentioned about Achar, Vichar, Ahar, Vyavahar, that becomes Sanskara, and then you get married. Conscious life leads to conscious parenting. You also mentioned about Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, Upeksha. You defined each of them in various roller coaster ride of life and how to Pratipaksha Bhavna, Samatvam, Sampragya, Samabhava, from human doing to human being. It's very inspirational. I'm sure that on this day of International Day of Yoga, it will reach to everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much and be blessed always, Vikram.
Thank you.
I feel truly privileged to introduce Shri Gaurang Das Ji Prabhu. He is a graduate from IIT Bombay, also a leadership and mindfulness coach, a member of ISKCON's governing body commission. He is actively involved in enhancing leadership effectiveness and governance of temples and communities globally. Gaurang Das Ji is a director of ISKCON's Govardhan Eco Village. He is advisor for sustainable development of the Ekta Dham project by the Honorable CM of Madhya Pradesh, Shri Shivraj Singh Chauhan. He was on the board of founders of Rishihood University is India's first and only impact university. He is on the board of high-profile advisory committee of the Central Sanskrit University, the largest multi-campus global Sanskrit university having 12 campuses across India. He is the administrative director of Bhakti Vedanta Research Center at the Inspirational Speaker and author of 3 books, The Art of Resilience, The Art of Focus, and The Art of Habits. He is a visiting faculty at IIM Nagpur for PGDM students and takes credit courses of life management skills. He received honorary doctorate from the Kaziranga University of Assam for all his valuable contributions. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Shri Gaurang Das Ji Prabhu.
Gaurang Das Ji, seeing you is always a matter of great joy for me. You are just like brother, and thank you very much for honoring us with your presence. Thank you, Gaurang Das Ji, and we all are set to listen from you about yoga in the age of artificial intelligence.
Thank you, Vikranji, and thank you to all the audience and the wonderful topic which has been chosen. Yogastha kuru karmana sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga muchyate. So yoga basically describes 5 aspects. First is action, second is renunciation, third is knowledge, fourth is meditation, and fifth is devotion. Now, as it is described, that the more artificial our intelligence becomes, the more the urgent for an ancient embodied practice, which does exactly the opposite of what the AI does. So the crisis AI is accelerating and not solving is the loneliness epidemic. Loneliness is linked to an estimated 100 deaths every single hour globally, which is more than 871,000 deaths happening annually, according to World Health Organization's June 2025 report. So, a 2025 American Psychological Association survey found that almost half of the adults, they're reporting that I am feeling isolated, left out, lacking companionship, with around 37% of Americans suffering moderate to severe loneliness. And there was a whole loneliness report which was brought out called Cigna's 2025 Loneliness in America report. And that came out with the figures of almost 67% of young adults reporting frequent or constant loneliness. And interestingly, the demographic which was most fluent in technology, which spent most time with technology and gadgets. So online becomes equal to alone or lonely. So online becomes lonely. And therefore, the Bhagavad Gita, in this definition of yoga, is explaining that lonely does not mean solitude. So solitude, ekanta, is different from lonely, akelapan. So therefore, why one experiences loneliness is because of lack of connection with a divine purpose. And that's what yoga is trying to bridge. And therefore, it is ironic that we are in a hyper connected world, and with AI, that hyper connectivity has gone to the next level. But to the extent we are becoming more and more hyper connected, thanks to AI, to that extent one is experiencing more and more loneliness. Whereas all spiritual traditions, especially in the Vedic Sanatan Dharma of the yoga tradition, it's all describing about solitude. In fact, in the 20 points of knowledge, in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Amanitvam, Adambitvam, Ahimsa, Kshantirarjavam, Acharya, Upasam, Shaucham, Stairyam, Atma Vinigraha, Indriyartheshu Vairagyam, Anankara Evasha, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi, Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam, Asaktir, Anabhishwanga, Putra Dara Grihadishu, Nityam cha Samajittatvam, Ishtanishtopatishu. मयि च अनन्य योगेन भक्तिर अव्यभिचारिणी विविक्त देश सेवित्वम अरतिर्जन संसदि. So out of the 20 points of knowledge, the two very important points of knowledge is vivikta desha sevitvam. One should be searching for a place of solitude, and aratir jana samsadir, and have the strength and the courage to be detached from the general mass of people, which basically means detach from the senses and attach to the Ishvara Pranidhan. And that's what yoga begins with, that Chitta Vritti Nirodha. You detached from all the objects of the senses which are moving fast and connect with Ishwar who is within. So, therefore, people are thinking that AI is my companion, whereas Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarvasya chaham hridisannivishto mattah smritir jnanam apohanam cha. Upadrishta Anumanta Bharta Bhokta Maheshwara. I am your companion, I am your friend, I am your well-wisher. Bhoktaram Yakatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Suhridam Sarvabhutanam. मैं आपका शुभ चिंतक हूँ. I am your real well-wisher and companion. So the downloads of AI companion apps are hitting almost 220 million by mid 2025, and it increased by 88% in a single year. So 2025 report or survey found that 83% of Gen Z believe that they could form deep emotional bonds with AI, and 80% are open to marrying one if possible. Imagine. But the science is sobering that a rigorous 2026 experiment, it compares directly 2 weeks of daily chatbot use to 2 weeks of human peer conversations. They found that chatbots produced no lasting improvements in loneliness, only human interactions moved the needle. And therefore, a 4 week randomized controlled trial found heavy daily AI chatbot use correlated with greater loneliness, greater dependence, and reduced real world socializing. Therefore, dear friends, AI can simulate being heard, but it cannot replicate the nervous system co-regulation of two embodied beings breathing in the same room, which is precisely what satsang, yoga, kirtan is all about. Satsangat mukta dhusango hatum na utsahate budhaha. And therefore, the whole principle of yoga is that the Atma, the Jiva, connects with Ishwar through the process of karma, through the process of jnana, through the process of nishkama karma, through the process of Ashtanga Yoga and Bhakti. And therefore, studies from Harvard Medical School and other research indicate that regular yoga practice can reduce anxiety symptoms by up to 40% and significantly lower the cortisol levels. And one can also see that yoga interventions can modulate genes associated with immune regulations and inflammatory response. And hence, nervous system regulation with calm as a performance tool is described as one of the 20 defining wellness trends of 2026. So, when you speak of calm, that calm is what Arjuna asks Krishna. Sita pragyasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava sitadhi kim prabhasheta kim asita prajeta kim. My dear Krishna, please tell me, who is a Sthita Pragya, a person of steady wisdom, one who is not disturbed in any kind of situation. So today the wellness industry is calling it as nervous system regulation, but in the yoga paradigm it was known as Sthita Pragya. And Krishna says, Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmanyevatmana tushtasthita pragyastadochyate. So 5,000 years ago, when Krishna was speaking the Gita to Arjuna, there was no AI, but the principle of nervous system regulation by being sthita pragya has been described. How to do it? The sense objects will flow in front of the senses, but instead of engaging with the senses, interacting with the senses, enjoying those senses, one takes a step back, and rather than seeking pleasure, one seeks prayer. So, therefore, replacing pleasure with prayer is what yoga is. So, AI is accelerating the pleasure seeking tendency, and yoga is helping us go deep in the prayerful mood by getting the right purpose and the principles. So, therefore, the whole modern system of education is pushing the youth into prosperity, into power, into possessions, into positions, into property, whereas the yoga tradition is helping people go deeper into principles, purpose, practice, prayer, and this is very, very important. Therefore, every technology that promises any connection without presence, whether it is chat, whether it is scroll, whether it is swipe, it ultimately dysregulates the nervous system. Yoga is the only technology which help regulate it. And therefore, 5,000 years before, neuroscience had a word for the vagus nerve. Pranayama was training it. And therefore, the global yoga market was valued at approximately $125 billion in 2025. And it's going to reach almost 300 billion by 2035. Over 300 million people are practicing yoga globally, and in US alone, more than 40 million people. So this growth is happening in parallel with the AI boom, proving that the demand for embodied practice rises in direct proportion to digital saturation. The yoga market is growing faster than most AI subsectors' adoption curves for wellness use cases. So it's not that people are not choosing between AI and yoga, they are increasingly engaging with both AI and yoga, because AI can help control the machine, and yoga can help control the man behind the machine. So once the machine is balanced and then the man behind the machine is balanced, then you experience increasing power and global harmony. Therefore, AI should be considered as a tool, not a teacher. So, therefore, we can use AI as a tool to support our spiritual journey, but we should not forget the fact that the journey itself is part of a person's endeavor. We have to have our own consciousness. And therefore, AI is something which frees humanity from menial intellectual tasks. Just like we have all kinds of machines which came up and which helped human beings rise above menial tasks. So the first generation of few hundred years, machines came and freed human beings of menial physical tasks. The AI has helped free us of menial intellectual tasks, but still we cannot forget the fact that it is the Atma, the soul, who will ultimately be the deciding factor. And therefore, the Vedantic position is that the AI is a buddhi yantra, which is an instrument of intellect, whereas yoga is Atma Vidya, knowledge of the self. And therefore, AI processes information and yoga transforms the processor. So AI is actually being used in yoga with AI driven yoga apps like skill yoga, prayoga, etc. You have AI guided sessions and wearables. They provide real time feedback on alignment and breath, making yoga more approachable for urban professionals. researchers are honest about the limits. AI lacks the ability to guide a practitioner through the intricate details of breath work. It struggles to evaluate the various body types and movement. Sometimes it may even give misleading feedback. So therefore, AI can probably count your reps and correct your alignment, but it cannot transmit Shakti. A teacher's darshan, a guru's sparsha, the prana exchange in a room of collective chanting, these are not data points. They are irreducible human element. And AI cannot replace and replicate this. Therefore, it is very important to understand that AI is advancing exponentially in processing power, but AI has no roadmap for consciousness. It cannot tell you why you feel empty. Over 220 million companion app downloads. Yoga has a complete tested roadmap for consciousness of 5,000 years. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dhyan, Samadhi. The Patanjali's 8 limbs, they remain undefeated. And therefore, the deepest AI labs, OpenAI, Anthropic, DeepMind, are now funding consciousness research, chasing a question yoga answered millions of years ago. Therefore, in closing, AI can simulate being a friend. AI cannot simulate a self realizing itself. Today, we are in an age that has automated almost everything. Yoga remains the only technology which cannot be automated because the one and only subject and the only object of yoga is the Atma and the consciousness. Thank you, Vikranji, for allowing me to share my thoughts.
Wow, wonderful. When we were thinking about this topic, your name automatically popped up because you are an IITian also, and you have been researching into this field. You are a practicing yogi yourself and teaching across the planet. So nicely, you mentioned that loneliness and solitude, they may appear alike, but they are poles apart. And you mentioned that instead of AI companion, take Krishna as the companion. You also quoted 20 points of knowledge mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, and detached from the senses and attached to higher is the principle of yoga also. Lots of researches that you quoted are very inspirational, and I loved when you say that AI controls the machine and yoga controls the man behind the machine. It's a tool, not a teacher. And as you mentioned that machine freed human from physical tasks, AI is freeing from intellectual tasks. But the purpose of yoga is Atma Vidya, to transform the processor himself by 8 limbs. Thank you very much, Gaurang Das ji. It's so inspiring and learning listening to you all the time.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you. Best wishes to everybody.
Thank you.
Pranam.
I extend a warm welcome to our distinguished guest, Dr. Pavan Kumar Singh. He is Director of Indian Institute of Management, Tiruchirappalli. He has served as Director of Management Development Institute, Gurgaon, Director in charge of Indian Institute of Management, Indore, and Chairperson of the first Academic Committee of IIM Sambalpur. Dr. Singh has been Professor of Organizational Behavior and Human Resource Management at Indian Institute of Management, Indore for 15 years. He earlier served as faculty in management at National Institute of Industrial Engineering, Mumbai, Indira Gandhi National Open University, New Delhi, Kanpur University, and Vikram University at Ujjain. Prior to his joining academics, he worked for Bank of India as Industrial Relation Officer, having served at Jamshedpur and Ranchi. Dr. Singh is PhD in Management with post-graduation in Economics as well as Personal Management and Industrial Relations. Dr. Singh enjoys traveling, music, cricket, poetry, astronomy, and reading quotations. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Dr. Pavan Kumar Singh.
Namaste, Professor Singh. It
Namaskar.
is, wow. Meeting a brother once again online is a pleasure. And such a pertinent topic. I think Gaurang Das ji has already set the stage. Emotional regulation through yoga for teenagers. Who can be better than you to talk about it? Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So I think my time starts now. All right. Can this be a bigger screen or it's okay? So I'm here now. My sincere pranam to all who are listening, and especially tender thanks to Dr. Vikrant ji and the entire team of United Consciousness. Time is limited, so let me come to the topic straight away. The topic for the next 10 to 12 minutes is yoga for emotional balance in teenagers. I was listening to very revered Sri Gaurang Das ji. I missed the speech of Yogacharya Anand ji. I would have been immensely benefited because he has already talked on yoga parenting. But I have also to say something on this topic, yoga for emotional balance in teenagers. The topic itself suggests that there is some specialty with teenagers. And topic itself suggests that emotional balance, there are chances for anyone to get disturbed, but in teenage, it might get especially disturbed. So the topic is pertinent. Let me come back and say that teenage is a wonderful stage of life. And it is said that a teenager child in the house is same as his or her parents were at their age of teenage. So we should not keep blaming why teenagers behave something like that. And there are so many quips and puns on teenage. But let me tell you that teenage is a stage. Of course, there can be many definitions, but I'm not becoming too academic here. But I'm trying to be meaningful also, that teenage is a stage in life which can be said as a stage of molten stage. Molten state, MOLTEN, molten state means life is taking shape, but it has not got crystallized. It is in that process, in the process of making. And during that phase, any investment done on self that gives return in, let us say, in increasing return of a scale. In economics, we study increasing return to scale, constant return to scale, and diminishing return to scale at any stage in life. Either I am 5 years old or 85 years old, I can be a good learner. But why teenage is called as special, and why we should invest appropriately in that phase? Because the rate of return is very high during teenage. So I'm coming out of that definition, description of teenage, but we can say that any age which ends with teen, that is 12. After it comes 13, so teen, and up to 19, the teen continues, then it becomes 20. So 13 to 19 can be teenage. Of course, there are many definitions also from the labor law angle also, that one who has not attained the age of 14 is a child. So teenage also can be bifurcated or trifurcated. Early teenage, middle teenage, later teenage. But let us not go into that. Come to yoga, because tomorrow we are going to celebrate Yoga Day and yoga for emotional balance in teenagers. Now, when we talk about emotion, I have talked something about on teenagers, but let us talk about emotional balance. Emotional balance, again, because professors, they sometimes become academic, and I have also tendency, but I'll just take a clue that emotions, how they have been captured in literature of management or in literature of psychology. So Western psychology says that emotions are intense feelings. But as a humble student of Indian psychophilosophy, I don't go against this definition, but I want to broad base this definition or description, that emotions are any feeling. It may be intense feeling, it may be milder feeling, and emotions have been called as episodic experiences, either intense feeling or milder feeling or episodic experiences. And this episode may be too short or long. So there are three words we use sometime in management literature, that emotions which lives for short time, and then mood which continues for a little longer time, maybe for 1 week you are in a different mood, ecstatic mood, and affect, AFFECT, affect is a word in English dictionary which actually talks about negative effect, but affect in language and in literature of emotions basically is much longer duration impact on emotions. For example, some very sad event has taken place in life of someone, and it continues to actually very mildly influencing that person's behavior, called affect. So emotions, mood, affect. Now come back. How yoga can be useful for teenagers in managing their emotional balance. Especially to teenagers, I would like to say that understand the whole thing into four quadrants. So north to south, let us say that line, that may be called as say happy moment, unhappy moment, and left to right maybe that you are basically more extrovert and agitated or quiet. So there are four possibilities of your emotions. Number one, that is you are agitated and happy. Second, you are agitated and unhappy. Third, you are quiet and happy. And fourth, you are quiet and unhappy. One example I'll give for all four quadrants. You are agitated and happy. Many times we find that teenagers, when they celebrate, I'm not saying that every teenager, but many times we see that teenagers celebrate with lot of pomp and show. Wow, you dancing, and the same kind of music going out at high volume in any club or so, either in indoor place or outdoor place. Too much of, let us say, movement of body. So they are in happy emotion, but they are agitated, highly agitated. That is number one. Second example of happy but quiet is that the person is just happy, in happy mood and enjoying it internally. So happy and quiet. Other is agitated and unhappy, like dashing something, smashing something, throwing something, breaking something, agitated and say unhappy. And other is quiet and unhappy. That person is actually slowly and slowly becoming more numb, maybe a bit sinking, and sometimes teenagers, they declare about themselves too early that I am depressed. So dear teenagers, I'll tell you, don't keep declaring yourself too early that you are depressed too early or even too late, because depression basically we should not feel ecstatic, or let us say some kind of achievement by saying that I'm facing great problems in life, and these challenges, that challenges, this competition, this one, this expectation I'm trying to meet, and that's why I'm a bit low or I have become depressed. So this I find a kind of tendency among many teenagers. So I request them not to fall into the trap of declaring oneself unnecessarily that I'm depressed. Maybe that things are not coming your way, but you're certainly not depressed in most of the cases. So these are the four situations. Now coming to how the balance can be there. And for balance, three approaches I will quickly discuss. Three approaches. Number one, that understand the nature of mind, but never blame mind. Mind is too fast. Mind has a duty to connect to something. Mind is an instrument given to us. So, first of all, never blame anything in this world, including mind. Don't blame mind. Don't blame technology. Don't blame AI. Please don't blame mobile. Don't blame anything. Don't blame TV. Don't blame internet. Please, technology to be saluted. Stop blaming anything. I think that is the first thing. Because by stopping blaming as a teenager, I'll feel more responsible as a user, that how I should take a decision, or how I should decide to use how much, when not, when to stop, when to begin. So, number one, be respectful to everything around you. That is very important. And mind is a wonderful instrument. Its velocity is much more than the velocity of light. Light has a very slow velocity, you can say 3 lakh kilometers per second. Mind can go quickly to the pole star, which is 34 light years away from here. 34 light years away from Earth is pole star. Mind can go quickly there. But mind has to be regulated. And there are three ways of basically balancing emotion. First way is by certain practices. Patanjali Yoga Sutra, if we bank upon, it says in its second sutra of first chapter, Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha, that yoga is regulating the wavering of mind. So this mind, practicing stilling mind, practicing mind stilling is one way. And when we practice it, again I'll come back to Yoga Sutra, the 12th sutra of first chapter, which says Abhyas Vairagyabhyam Tat Nirodha, that how mind can be regulated. There are two ways, two methodologies discussed there. Abhyas, continuous practice, and Vairagya. Vairagya means not running away. Vairagya means to have a bhoga, to enjoy things with detached involvement, with detachment. So this Abhyas and Vairagya, that is, Abhyas means practice and Vairagya means that enjoying or being in this world with detachment. Means detachment is neither unattachment and nor absence of attachment. Detachment is being together, being let us say engaged there, but without any X to grind, with no, let us say, affliction, or with no, let us say, a kind of entanglement. That is detachment, abhyas. And vairagya is detachment. Abhyas, that is practice of, let us say, yoga. What kind of practice of yoga teenagers can do, especially teenagers can do? I analogize the practice of yoga with constructing a house. When a house is constructed, the masonry work has to be appropriate, electricity work has to be appropriate, and plumbing has to be appropriate. Now, masonry of house, it means analogizing at the body level, that body structure, posture, standing straight, sitting properly, these all are part of, let us say, masonry analogy. And when we take analogy of electricity in the house, it means our organs of the body, they should function properly. And organs are mind or lungs or heart or spleen or liver or kidney, organs to be protected, nurtured. And plumbing work in the house has to be appropriate. When I was young or teenage myself, I thought plumbing analogy with human body need not to be taken care of. But at this age of 60 plus now, I think plumbing is, if not the most important, certainly very, very important. Because plumbing means your blood flow and all kinds of diseases like, say, blood related or blood pressure. These all are because of plumbing issues. And that's why to keep our veins, etc., quite elastic, certain kind of yogic pranayam or asanas are needed. So let us have asana for masonry, let us say, aspect of the physical body. Let us have pranayam for the plumbing aspect, and let us have other approaches like pratyahar and dharana and dhyan for electricity, because electricity is not only with physical organs, but it is also connected with various points of yogic evolvement, of which I'm not a very good student. But when we talk about Kundalini yoga or when we talk about ascending the consciousness, these all are needed, and they can be based upon pratyahar, dharana, and dhyan, which might lead to samadhi, of course. So this is one way, that abhyas and vairagya. The second method is that someone may say, that please don't tell me complex things to do. I love God, I pray Him, and or I pray her, and I have certain East Devata. Whenever I see the photo of Ganesh Ji, I feel ecstatic. Somebody may have the same, let us say, love and affection and devotion for goddess. So whichever is basically is your East Devata, you can also have focus on them while eyes closed and have dhyan. So first is abhyas and vairagya in yogic practice. Second is meditating upon your favorite form of God, your Easter. And third one is simply you bank upon your breathing process, because breathing basically it is going in and going out. And when you hold your breathing, because young persons can hold breathing, persons with blood pressure should not hold breathing, but young persons can hold breathing. When you hold breathing, you actually nurture your self confidence. And when you have done total exhalation and then you hold, that is called shunyak. When you inhale and hold, it is called kumbhak. Kumbhak gives you self confidence. When you exhale and hold, empty, that is called shunyak. That takes your unnecessary ego away. So, dear teenagers, I have to conclude, and this may be useful for everyone, for persons like me also, but especially teenagers, you have to maintain your emotional balance, because going in any extreme, this side too ecstatic or feeling too sad, when actually you are in too ecstatic mode, you should know that this also has a phase, it will go. When you are facing greater challenges, you should know this is also a phase, it will go. So actually getting established in not in the arithmetical middle, but in the transcending, ascending vertically up, and actually free from both the extremes, then you are emotionally balanced. I think on this pre-day, one day before the yoga day, this opportunity given to me by team of Dr. Vikrantji is wonderful experience. So thank you very much, and I stop here.
Thank you very much, Pawan Kumar Singh Saab. And it is very important the points you mentioned, that emotions are actually episodic experiences, and moods may stay longer, emotions may be shorter. But what you mentioned is mind is an instrument given to us. An important lesson that you gave to all of us is don't blame. Be responsible, be respectful for everything around you, and abhyasa and vairagya, holding breath, and remember that it too will pass. Thank you very much, Singh Saab. But I'm sure the learnings that you gave us will not pass. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Consciousness, I take this opportunity to welcome our next guest, Ms. Medina Bandashova. She's a yoga practitioner and instructor from Dushanbe, Kazakhstan. She started training in yoga in 2015. She's curious about various schools of yoga and continues to explore and learn about them. After 5 years of engaging with yoga, she started training beginners. She believes that teaching yoga to others have improved her own practice, and it has brought many positive changes to her students as well as her life.
Sit in any comfortable position. You can even sit on the chair. We will start our practice that you can do before going to bed to improve your sleep quality. Inhale and raise your hands up, look upwards to the ceiling. Exhale, put your hands down and look downwards. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift your hands up, interlock your fingers and turn your palms towards the ceiling. Inhale here. Exhale, bend to the right side. Inhale, up. Exhale, to the left. Inhale, up. Exhale, to the right. Inhale, exhale, to the left. Inhale. Open your hands and we'll go for a deeper stretch. Exhale. Inhale. Up. Exhale to the left. Inhale. Up. Exhale. Do everything slowly. Inhale with the breathing. Exhale. Inhale. Stretch upwards. We will go for twisting. Twist to the right side. Left hand goes to your right knee and right hand goes behind your back. Exhale, come back to the center, lift your hands up. Exhale to the left side, keep your spine straight. Exhale to the center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to the center. Exhale, put your hands down to the floor. Inhale, open your chest. Roll your shoulders backwards. Inhale here. Exhale, you can go deeper down. And here again. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And if you're ready to go deeper, you can go deeper. And stay here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly come back. And now we'll go to tabletop. Palms under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Now inhale, arch your back. Exhale, around your back. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, engage your core. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Slowly and with control, exhale. Bring yourself into neutral position. Now, put your palms wider and your fingers pointing outwards. Now bend your elbows to the sides. Bring your shoulder blades together and try to reach the floor with your chest. Inhale, exhale, round your back. Inhale, arch, exhale, round. Slowly inhale, exhale. Now, hands, palms remain wider than shoulders, fingers pointing outwards. Now bend your left elbow, your right hand remains straight, and try to reach the floor with your right shoulder twisting to the left side. You can either look to the left or to the ceiling. Exhale. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the right. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Bring your palms under your shoulders. Now sit and bring your legs in front of you. Bend your knees. Hold your knees with your hands. Now slowly round your back and vertebra by vertebra. Stretch your spine. Stretch it and lay down on your back. Here we will go for Viparita Karani. You can either use the wall. If you can do the full version, I will show you now. Those who cannot perform the full version, you can go to the wall, lift your legs up. Your hands rest beside your body, and you lift your legs up and stay here. The full variation. First, bring your heels closer to your pelvis. Lift your pelvis upwards. Bring your shoulders closer to each other and put your palms under your pelvis. Support your sacrum. Now lift your right leg and then left. And stay here. There should be a slight back bend. Keep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Engage your legs. Inhale. Exhale. Come back slowly. Release your hands. Put your pelvis down. Now your hands remain along your body and your heels closer to your hips. So roll your pelvis, tuck your tailbone, engage your core while exhaling. Exhale. Inhale here and exhale, go down. First, vertebra by vertebra, your back, then your lower back and your pelvis. Again, slowly contract your muscles, abdomen muscles. Exhale, lift your pelvis, lower back, and your chest. Inhale, exhale, your chest, your lower back, and your pelvis. Few more. Inhale, exhale. Engage your glutes. Inhale, exhale. One more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now straighten your right leg and bring your left leg, your knee, closer to your chest. Stretch here. Now put your foot on your thigh. Stretch your left arm to the side and with your right hand help yourself to twist to the right and look to the left side. Make sure that your left shoulder remains on the floor and keep breathing here. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Come back and change your legs. Straighten your left leg and bend your right. Bring your knee closer to your chest. Hold here. One breath. Now put your foot on your thigh. Stretch your right arm to the side. With your left hand, help yourself to twist to the left side and look to the right side. Keep breathing here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back. Bend your knees. Turn to your right side and help yourself with your hands slowly to come back to sitting position. Take any comfortable sitting position. Straighten your spine. Lengthen through all the spine. Roll your shoulders backwards. Close your eyes. We will do Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. Your right hand, bring your index finger and middle finger either to your forehead, in the middle of your forehead, and you will use your thumb and your ring finger to close your nostrils. Either you can bring your middle finger and ring finger to the center of your palm. Now, close with the thumb your right nostril. Make a deep inhale through your left nostril. Inhale, close your left nostril, and exhale through your right nostril. Inhale through your right nostril. Exhale through your left. Try to breathe slowly. Inhale through your left. Exhale through your right. Inhale through your right. Exhale through your left. Try to focus on your breath. Inhale through your left. Exhale through your right. Inhale through your right. Exhale through your left. Inhale through your left. Exhale through your right. Inhale through your right. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. And exhale through the left. Put your right hand down. Eyes remain closed. Make a deep inhale. And complete exhale. And observe your feelings. If you have more time at home before going to sleep, you can do this practice for longer time. Bring your palms in front of your chest. Open your eyes. Now you're ready to go to sleep. Thank you. Namaste.
Mental health challenges such as anxiety, depression, burnout, and emotional distress have become pressing global concern, affecting people across all ages and backgrounds. While professional, medical, and psychological care remains essential, yoga is increasingly recognized as a valuable complementary approach to mental well-being. Through breath regulation, mindful movement, meditation, and self-awareness, yoga helps reduce the stress, enhance emotional resilience, and foster inner stability. So, the topic today explores whether yogic practice can play a meaningful role in preventing sufferings, supporting recovery, and improving quality of life during today's mental health crisis. So let's discuss on the panel discussion on the topic, can yoga saves lives in mental health crisis? I feel excited and honored to welcome Mr. Sai Sambat. Mr. Sai Sambat is a servant of the divine with an unwavering commitment to the experiencing wholeness in oneself and others. His psycho-spiritual evaluation spans 3 decades. In the early 1990s, intense process work over 5 years at the Indian Society for Individual and Societal Development enabled him to resolve much of psychological conditioning and to embark on a lifelong spiritual journey. His close association with realized spiritual masters has provided him with the gift of non-evaluative and non-judgmental awareness and evolved levels of psycho-spiritual, socio-cultural and ecological coherence. Sai has served as the chairman of the Constitution Committee, Indian Society for Individual and Social Development. He was also engaged in community building and marketing development for bell metal craftsmen in Kerala, Sai's professional expertise encompasses learning architecture, leadership development, knowledge management, and organizational development. Sai has served as the head of knowledge management and leadership development at Pegasus Academy and Consulting. Among other things, he has co-created an organizational cone model for achieving value, culture, strategy alignment and collaboration with the client. He has also developed a robust framework for the assessment and alignment of organizational values. As a leadership development and organizational effectiveness consultant, Sai enables people and organizations to discover innate potential and leverage it towards greater efficacy, excellence in results. He is a graduate in production engineering from NIT Tiruchirappalli and has a master's in HRM and OD from XLRI Jamshedpur. Currently, Sai Sambat serves as a co-founder of Institute of Indic Wisdom. He also serves as a founding member of United Council for Ancient Wisdom. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Mr. Sai Sambat. It is our great pleasure and honor to welcome Ms. Veena Dansankhania, an award-winning business leader, wellness pioneer and visionary advocate for holistic living. As the founder, director and CEO of Naveda Wellness Center, Hong Kong, she has spent more than 2 decades integrating ancient Indian wisdom with science-based naturopathy and therapeutic yoga to promote sustainable health and well-being. Renowned as a hair loss specialist and honored as a woman of wellness, she champions a model of health and embraces personal well-being, planetary care, and social responsibility. A certified master workplace wellness ambassador, Ashtanga, and laughter yoga teacher and pranic healer, she has transformed lives through programs conducting for leading multinational organizations including HSBC, Citibank, Morgan Stanley. Ms. Dansankhania embodies compassion, innovation, resilience, and purpose-driven leadership, inspiring a global movement towards health, happiness, and conscious living. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Ms. Veena Dansankhani. Our next guest is Mr. Ahmed Sagna. He is physical education and sports teacher, international yoga instructor, and prana therapist. His words of wisdom are, each of us has an inner flame that will only be fanned by inner peace. Our next panelist is Ms. Ayanok Choi Hantke. She has started yoga in 1996 after recovered her post-traumatic stress disorder in 2001, had established yoga into World Institute of Body and Mind. She is doing interdisciplinary research integrating communication, cultural studies, psychology and yoga therapy, aiming to resolve post-traumatic growth. She finished her PhD programs at School of Media, Songang University, Korea. She is founding member of Global Consortium on Yoga Therapy, Vice President of International Association of Integrated Therapy, and member of Asia Yoga Therapy Association. She has taught yoga therapy for the severely developed disabilities, mental disorders, prisoners, terminal cancer patients, the elderly with dementia and hemiplegia after strokes. We are honored to welcome and introduce Dr. Vikrant Singh Tomar, an internationally recognized scholar, writer, and management consultant with an extraordinary commitment to global well-being. Nominated by Civil 20 under G20 as the international coordinator for the Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam initiative, he has addressed the United Nations headquarters in Geneva on the International Day of Conscience. In June 2023, he served as the global convener for the World Yoga Summit in Germany and is also the international coordinator for ICCR-nominated Global Conference on the Holistic Yoga Beyond Physiology 2023. He is one of the most sought-after speakers across India. His work has impacted over 3 lakh beneficiaries across 120 countries, including cabinet ministers, bureaucrats, defense, corporate professionals. He convenes United Consciousness Global, aiming to develop the world's first integrated manual for humanity, leads Project Self USA to promote scientific aspects of ancient Indian philosophy, sits on the board of European Yoga Federation in Italy, and oversees spiritual healing in Africa through the Spiritual Council. He additionally founded with an academic background spanning business management, journalism, public administration, philosophy, and yoga. Dr. Thomas' prolific writing, including Rule the World as Krishna Did, continue to inspire countless individuals worldwide. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Dr. Vikrant Singh Tomar.
Namaste, everybody.
Namaste.
Namaste, namaste.
Namaste. We acknowledge your presence, Aryong ji, Sai ji, Ahmed ji, Veena ji. So good to see all of you. And on a very important topic, I think previous speakers have already set the stage for us, and the tone is set. Can yoga save lives in mental health crisis? Is the topic of our panel discussion today. I also welcome audience who are and will be watching us from different parts of the world. It is a very important and relevant topic for the day. World Health Organization says that every 8th person on the planet is going through some or other mental health crisis. These are the reported figures. Unreported, it can be mounting figures. Suicide has become the second biggest cause of death for the teenagers. In these times when we are living, where AI is replacing human intelligence, isolation is also increasing, depression has found its word from economics to psychology. First question I would ask from Saiji, why do you think, what are the causes of increasing mental health issues across the planet? You have been a consultant, you are a teacher, you are yourself spiritual practitioner. What do you think are the major reasons?
I think one of the most important, contributors or causes of increased mental stress is isolation that has been enhanced by the digital intrusion into people's lives. And of course, we are all meeting from different parts of the world thanks to digital technology. But the other side is that it has made people feel illusorily connected, but at the same time, lacking the kind of support they need. That's one part. And second is on a technology interference kind of side. Sleep deprivation, and also the digital, especially the screen that we keep watching and interacting with, interfering with the circadian rhythm of the body. There are multiple things going toward that. And of course, we are all in a highly hyper-connected world. So people want to be noticed, and they get caught with multiple ways of external expression, which keeps depriving them of tapping into their inner strength and inner resources, which ought to be parallelly happening. I'm not saying one to the exclusion of the other, but both ought to happen. Somewhere the distraction economy, fueled by whatever algorithms feeding on the shadribus rather than the higher, elevating values, is contributing to more and more isolation and associated stress. And hyper competition and other things is the other part, but that's for certain population which is into competitive areas. But for general population, whatever I cited earlier are the causes.
Thank you. In addition to what Saiji mentioned as isolation, sleep deprivation, digital screen, more exposure, distraction economy, high competition, is there any other reason also comes to your mind, Aryongji, that can be attributed to creating a mental health crisis?
Yeah, this is also from my own experience from the childhood. So many people, many society, they have high competition. It is only one direction. Not all people has different ideas, different dreams. They want to be different things, but they cannot be heard. Especially teenagers, they have their own voice, but parents or the other society, they don't pay attention to them. So because of that, United Consciousness also had global youth programs to raise their own voices. So in yoga, the ahimsa, I think it is very important. So we harm other persons or do what I think and mm, what I think and what I say and what I do. So with those ahimsa norms, we need to pay attention to the people, and that is important, I think.
Thank you. So she also added that competition is one of the reasons. She comes from South Korea, and South Korea reports big numbers in terms of suicides, which is a matter of concern, I'm sure, for the government or the globe too at the same time. The same question from you, Ahmadji. You come from a different continent. What do you think are the reasons that mental health crisis is increasing? Any of the particular point which is still missed in this list you would like to add?
For me, I think, for example, in our society here in Africa, sometimes family make many pressure for some members of family, and also there is isolation, of course, and sometimes because our tradition society, people are talking, there is many interaction. And now we don't have this interaction. And now you can have someone who need to talk, who have probably need to talk, but he don't have someone action for someone to talk. And for this, I think it's not good. And also in my school, I just feel some boys, they need some kind of protection from teacher, from family. And sometimes if they don't have this kind of protection, they will think maybe they are alone, and this problem can grow when they get adult. And for me, it's what I think maybe it's.
Thank you. Ahmadji added lack of interaction, family pressure, childhood traumas also at the some time contributes. Deenaji, anything you would like to add to the list?
I think there's too much violence. If you look at films, you look at, cinemas these days, everything is violence. The verbs, the words, the actions. There's a lot of violence, and that is really impacting people's mental health. People don't realize they might be liking it, they might be appreciating, but actually it's impacting them on a deeper level, and it's showcasing in their behavior. Another thing is instant. People want instant gratification, instant results, instant this. So there's a lack of patience to learn and to understand a lot of things. So that's another thing. And of course, I come from Hong Kong. Another thing is finances. Things are way too expensive, way too highly priced over here, and people are highly stressed trying to meet those expectations and those demands, and that that all happens. Everything comes together. It's like it's a very holistic. Everything that everyone has said, and this and much more.
Good that we have from Hong Kong to Senegal variety of answers to this question. And now, as we have established the major causes which we could think of for the mental health crisis coming in front of the world today, second obvious question comes is, Saiji, how can yoga contribute in this? Any of the points that we discussed, what can be the contribution of yoga in this?
Yeah, I think yoga can contribute, and it does contribute already in both preventive and I call it palliative care, both in terms of mental, crisis. So the preventive part is well known. I was watching the lady instructor from Tajikistan, I think. was giving a demonstration of how the combination of pranayama and conscious asana practice can release stress and loosen up the psychosomatic deposits of stress and whatnot. So one is the preventive part. Now for preventive part, there are two parts. Me time, that is the time I spend with myself, strengthening my my neurology with more parasympathetic nervous system getting activated, and so that even I go out into the big bad world, as we know Ji was saying, and I can take on the what is coming my way. So I need a me time, and it's not a me time, me as a consumer, me as a receptive, me as a person who is tapping into my own resources through yoga, pranayama, yoga nidra, and whatnot. So there is a combination of things possible. And of course, the emotional regulation happens whereby cortisol levels go down, GABA increases, multiple things. So I become more resilient and resourceful to address this highly stress-inducing world. This is one thing. Second is V time. V time is not the digital V time, but the actual V time. Me time and V time. V time is through mutually supportive. If you look at our parlance, we call it a satsanga. I say satsanga is where people actually deal with their reality, not a imaginary truth or not a higher truth. As Aryangji was saying, if I have a V time where I can talk about what I think, what I feel, and act very openly with vulnerability, at least with one another, if not many others, I will become more resourceful from a human connectedness point of view. Say if you take Ji said, well, like the Ubuntu, if I can have an Ubuntu of my own, which I tap into, if not every day, at least once in a week or kind of thing, at completely non-competitive, convivial, highly supportive V time and V space is equally important. And of course, when start the V time, we can start with the centering practice. Everybody calm themselves with breath and multiple. We do it digitally also. I'm not saying that digitally is not possible, but recommended is at least in person V space and V time where one can be truly what one is, rather than putting up a show of strength or whatever or whatnot. Will be highly valuable from a yoga, pranayama.
Thank you. So Sainji mentioned lots of things: pranayama, asana, yoga nidra, satsanga, me time, we time. It reminds me of Ambassador of Netherlands. His Excellency came to our program, and he said, "I leads to illness, we leads to wellness." So it reminds me to what you also mentioned. Perfect. Aryangji, what can be the intervention of yoga? This is what you are doing day and night for the people. What do you think is the intervention of yoga to deal with mental health crisis?
Oh, yes. My husband recovered from this arthritis. Arthritis and then in the morning I wake up and I read the Bible, and I said to him, so the Lord makes his face seen on your face. So my husband said, don't touch my face. My face is very holy. So it is I think true to everyone. Whenever I do the prisoners and alcoholics, schizophrenia, or even the unconscious patients, I think their face is holy things, divine nature. Because of that, I respect them. We need to respect first. We need to respect with them with the word, thought, actions. That is the practice by yoga pranayama and asanas. So the depression, the mental health, the characteristics is numbness to their own body, to others and their environment. Because of that, I showed my respect to them and sincere respect, and then I made them feel the gentle tingle and warmth by through the asanas. At that time, they can reconnect their consciousness to their body. So they can think, they feel, they can alive and present. So it is very important, I think. So from that steps, and then next step I do, we have a very nice concept, Shankalpa. So it is connected to mindset. We can do that mindfulness mindset. So I change their ideas and attitude. So I cannot do that, but I asked them, I can do that. So that is through those process, they became better.
Thank you. One important thing Arionji raised, that when people feel, and if there is a crisis in mental health, or they feel they have started feeling depressed, it affects on their body also. She said that we can feel, they feel numbness in the body. So are there certain symptoms, Ahmed ji, through which we can identify that the person needs help? Like you teach in a school, you know many kids across your school and outside also when you teach. Are there some symptoms through which you can gaze, that you can see that the person needs mental health support, the person needs help? What are the symptoms that you observe?
Um, Sometimes because it's you cannot observe all students, because here, for example, you will have in your class 60 students or 90, and sometimes it's not easy to observe all of them. But sometime in the morning, when they come and they sit, you can observe some kind of manifestation. Some student which you ask to do some exercise and they just start to cry, and this you immediately know there is something, but you cannot know. And sometimes if you just call them to discuss, it's kind of pression social or kind of poverty. It's like this because sometimes you live with in family who don't have much money, and you know, students when they come to school, some students will have money to buy everything. There is students who don't have this money, and for this it's kind of I don't know, not kind of equilibrate. Now imagine this situation of these children if they grow with this situation also. And there is also this kind of situation, like, I don't know how to call it in English, harcèlement. Those, I mean, those some students who make violence for their friends who don't have enough strength. Also, you will feel it with the boy when you discuss with them.
Thank you. Ahmed ji mentioned one is sudden, people start suddenly crying. Emotional outburst is one of the symptoms. He also said violent behavior at times in terms of words or action is also a sign. Any other sign, Veena ji, you would like to add that helps us to gaze and understand that person needs mental health support?
Yeah, so crying for sure. Always complaining. Always like, even though they could be having everything or lots of support around them, they're much more fortunate than everybody, but still they're always complaining. So that is one thing for sure, that they cry often, they're complaining, they could be violent, they could just, yeah, they get angry, they're screaming, they're irritated, yeah, little things just trigger them, or they just want to be isolated, they don't want to be with many people, and yeah, they just want to be by themselves and they don't want to discuss, they don't want to talk. They could also be having thoughts of suicidal like, oh, what am I doing on this earth? I might as well die. So if they keep repeating that constantly, so you could see that they have a lot more negative emotions inside them than the positive, and they're really not seeing what that they what they have in their life that they could truly be grateful for, but instead they choose to focus only on things that are not working. And even though the very nicest thing can be negative at that point, it's like beautiful, something so beautiful, but they'll call it ugly. So yeah.
Thank you. Any else symptom, Sai Sammadji, you would like to add to the list? She added many things. One is negative worldview, anger issues, isolation, talking less, suicidal thoughts, feeling the futility of your own being. Why am I here on the planet? Anything else that you see as a sign that the person needs support?
Yeah, I think most of that has been already covered from various settings, whether it's a school setting or a healing center and all that. One more thing I can see is not as a symptom, but most of the time the cause is, I would say, a lack of meaning, a lack of sense of self-worth being determined by too many external things, and looking for validation and not being validated becomes the causes for most of the symptoms which has been talked about. So I think the externalization of meaning and purpose is one thing I would say at a cause level for many of the things which is emanating. And I will just sort of align it to what Dinaji said first time when she spoke about instant gratification, almost leading to entitlement and lack of empowerment. So everything one feels entitled, so there is no sense of gratitude. You got so much, but you want more. You want more gratification. So it's a very vicious cycle, which keeps feeding, unfortunately, on the on a downward spiral, rather than a sense of gratitude, contentment. So as many of them said, if people are keep on complaining about what they don't have or what others have and whatnot, I think it is a recipe for, if not immediate, future mental health episode kind of stuff. So it's a
I can add something
vicious.
else to mind. The way they dress, they don't want to dress up anymore. They just don't want to, like, they'll just wear whatever, so yeah.
It manifests at all places. Thank you very much. Now we'll enter into the next phase of discussion. After having established what are the reasons of mental health crisis, what are the symptoms, we got to know about it. Now the last part of it is, if anybody who is watching us and struggling through mental health, having such episodes, from where should he begin supporting himself? Or if he is not struggling, if he knows somebody who is struggling, from where can he begin supporting others? So, keeping in mind both of these aspects, Aryanji, you mentioned about Sankalpa, I can't to I can. What immediate things I can do, actionable items to do things to support myself or others in mental health issues?
To make his own Shankalpa, I think we need to first we need to hear him. So, for example, I had one student, yoga student. She said, "I can't do that. I'm not qualified for study." And later, I found she used to be top students at her major at the top university in Korea. I was shocked. Why you think you are not fulfilled? So it means when we go to the better universities, there is still students has the inferiority. So to do that, to overcome that, I think I need to hear what they are thinking. After meditation, yoga meditation, instead of I suggested let's talk before my suggestion, they talked to me without my request. So I gave time to them to talk their own ideas, thinking their past, and then through that I can find something. How can I change their mindset, and how can I make his own Chankalpa?
Thank you. What is the word you use? Chakartha.
Shankalpa. Shankalpa.
Sankalpa. Sankalpa.
Sankalpa. Okay. I need to learn Indian.
Yes. No, that's okay. That's okay. Perfectly fine. Ahmed J, to do action items. What should be done in such situation?
Please. I didn't get really the question.
Okay, I repeat the question. Once we know that I am struggling from mental health issues or somebody else is struggling, what are the action items from yoga or any other thing I should do to come over it?
Okay. First, I think it's this kind of situation. You should, provide first love and patience, and also you should just be patient to listen to them, to talk with them, and then maybe you can, for example, provide breathing technique like pranayama or mindfulness. Mindfulness meditation, and sometimes also they need to talk to try to solve this kind of situation, and because it not depends on them, it's depends on society, on everyone. It's like that you should give them love, many love, and that's patience.
Thank you. Meenaji, your take, to do action items.
Well, I think the person who's going through mental health issues, generally, they don't recognize it themselves. It generally is friends around them, family around them would recognize it first. So I would definitely say, yes, family support comes first. You know, if you're a family member, if you see your friend or your family is going through it, get friends who are known to them or family to come together to sort of like sit with them, talk to them, listen to them, and then also sort of see that how you can engage them in different forms of activities. Because if they feel alone, maybe you want to take them to a meditation center or teach them meditation or do something which is in a group. Music in our center, we do a lot of musical sessions. We engage a lot of people in music. We engage people in activities like art therapy, puzzles, you know, something that we are doing with them, laughter yoga. You know, these are activities that I would think of and engage them in together, not to say, okay, you go this, you have a problem, you go this. They're not going to listen. Being a support, making sure it's either family or community, and engaging them in using that, whether it's, if you know that they're talented in any form, and you know, making sure that their talents are being used, and then taking them to places, making sure that they're feeling comfortable and safe, and they're in a safe space where they can literally learn to just be and be happy together with themselves or with people. So it could be individual activities through meditation or group activities.
Thank you. Sainji, quickly, what can be done? Any quick to-do action items?
Yeah, I think now that the specific cases have been covered already. So what I would say, anybody who is now watching this or anybody personally feeling or otherwise. So one is that an assurance that you are part of the majority, you are not a minority. Because mental health is a challenge which most of the people are going through. So you are not a stigmatized minority. So I think that you can straight away, remove from your shoulders and say, I am part of the majority. And I would like to distinguish between mental illness like, psychosis and all those kind of stuff. We say mental health challenge. So if I can have, say, one is that can I have my own mental health checkups? Like at least I go once in 3 months for a checkup. Test my blood and hemoglobin, whatever, various tests and all that. So I think we also need to. Everybody has to understand in a highly say bombarded kind of environment we live in, and fairly digitally suffocating kind of climate we live in, it is normal to be under stress. So once we normalize and remove it out of a stigma kind of a place, that's the starting point. So I don't need to feel shame or whatever in going and getting a check or speaking to someone. And in anybody one-on-one, I think listening is the first important thing. Many people don't have genuine listeners to whatever they're going through. Non-judgmentally, non-evaluatively, by simply listening as a sakshi or a sakha or a sakhi is what people miss. So if we can provide on a one-on-one level, if we can provide this, but at a larger level, I will say this is a normal thing. This is a new normal. Mental health challenge is a new normal. You are part of the crowd. So, don't feel alone or lonely in this whole thing. Seek help when you need it. That becomes important. Or even when you are in doubt that I am under stress, just reach out and seek help. That helps. And of course, then, go to people if you are in doubt and go and just simply sit and listen rather than assuming they have an issue or the other. I think these things do help.
Thank you very much. So, dear audience who are watching us from different parts of the world, we first had identified what are the causes of mental health crisis in the world today. Sainji mentioned about isolation, illusionary contact. They appear in contact, but they are not. Sleep deprivation, digital screen maximization, distraction economy, higher competition. Aryanji added violence and competition to the list. Ahmadji mentioned lack of interaction, family issues, childhood traumas. Veenaji added violence, social media, instant gratification desires, and lack of financials too. So these are the reasons we find by and large the causes of mental health reasons, issues. Then we try to identify what are the symptoms of it. So in symptoms, we understood that there are many symptoms. Aryongji said that when you feel numbness in the body, people cry suddenly, violent behavior people do, a negative worldview they have, anger issues, isolation, they talk less suddenly, suicidal thoughts they have, they futility of being, they don't feel like getting up in morning and do anything. So futility of being, why I'm here. They at times dress shabbily. They are not interested in that. They even lose interest in people, lose interest in hobbies also. They stop doing what they love to do and whom to they love to talk. And lack of self-worth, validation, hunger, losing meaning and purpose of life, increasing sudden activities. So these are the some symptoms that the person needs help. Now, once you know that the person needs help, what should you do? Sainji mentioned go for preventive methods. He said go for preventive methods like pranayama, asana. He mentioned about me time, self-talk. It will start parasympathetic nervous systems. Yoga nidra. Go for V time also, satsanga. He also mentioned about Ubuntu. Remember that we coexist. I exist because of you, and it's a relationship. Focus on breath. Inclusion is very much important. If you find some people, include them. No stigma attached. It's a new normal, he said, that it's across the planet, it's happening. Normalize it. Mental health checkups should also be a continuous process like physical health checkup. Listen to them sincerely. And most important, if you are going through it personally, seek help, Saiji mentioned. Go for help. Arjuna also says to Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, I need help. Aryangi said, scriptures, read Bible. And she also said that make them feel warmth. The power of sankalpa from I can't to I can, affirmations. Whenever you are going through it, share. Sharing is very important. And when they share, you listen. Meditation and self-talk is very important. Ahmad ji said, patience is the key to deal with it. You should also keep patience. And if you're listening to somebody who is going through it, have patience. Unconditional love is the biggest key to it. If you provide them unconditional love, they can recover fast. Talk to them, listen to them, and pranayama, mind, breath. And in Upanishads, it said that breath is the twin sister of mind. Regulation of breath can help the regulation of mind also. Family support is the key, Veena said. Give time. Nothing can replace our time to each other. Engage them in activities because when you act, physically activities, when you act, then it revives your mind. Otherwise, in seeing screen can keep you dull only. Hobbies revival, she said. Talent revival, she mentioned, and make them feel safe at the end of the day. Dear friends, human means one who can contemplate. I'm sure that once we contemplate about it, peace and happiness is not only the purpose of all purpose of life, it is our birthright. So I'm sure people who are watching through it will certainly get benefited by this panel discussion and will pick some of the tips that we are sharing today for their own benefit. Thank you very much, Ahmad ji. Thank you very much, Veena ji, Aryong ji,
You
Swai ji,
stay.
for giving time to us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you, everybody.
I feel
Namaste.
highly honored in welcoming our next guest, who is a divine being with the values of love, compassion, peace, goodness, and cooperation towards humanity. He is Haji Sayyid Salman Chishti from Ajmer Sharif. He being the 26th generation of Gaddi Nashin heredity and custodian through his Chishti family, which has been engaged in serving at the globally famed, acknowledged and renowned center of peace and unity for the whole humanity. The blessed Dargah, Ajmer Sharif Sufi Shrine of the 11th century Sufi Grand Master Teacher Hazrat Khwaja Muinuddin Hassan Chishti, whose blessed shrine have been passed on to the present family from generations to generations for last 800 years. He has done his bachelor's in economics and commerce from Wilson College, University of Mumbai. His passion and deep longing towards the mystic world of Sufis and spiritual culture of the world has enabled him to travel across various Sufi destinations globally, where he has been regularly invited to speak and participate in international Sufi and intersocial conferences on spirituality, interfaith dialogues, importance of Sufi musical rendering in Chishti Sufi order, Sufi art, Sufi poetry, Sufi literature, and represented the Chishti Sufi order in countries as diverse as Al-Hijaz, Arabian Peninsula, Egypt, Turkey, Morocco, United States of America, United Kingdoms, Bangladesh, etc. He has been heading the Chishti Foundation Ajmer Sharif as the managing trustee and chairman for last 10 years. He is also the founding member along with other elders of the Chishti Sufi family. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and please welcome Haji Sayyid Salman Chishti from Ajmer Sharif.
Namaste, Salman ji. How are you? And so good to see you, inspired to see you. I think today in the world we are living, where acceptance towards each other is reducing, limited identities are increasing. The topic on which you are going to guide us, yoga for interfaith harmony, is going to be very valuable. Over to you.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Greeting of peace be upon all humanity, all creation. And it's an equally an honor and glad to see you, Dr. Vikas Tomar Sahab, smiling, shining, and sharing the wisdom from India to the world. Today, on the eve of the International Day of Yoga, which is going to be tomorrow, and 21st of June, that the whole world is celebrating all the way from last many, many years. Today, that we have come together with united consciousness and on a very important subject, as I was listening to the earlier deliberation, which was equally important about meditation, yoga, and healthcare. At the same time, when we look at the divided world, what are those philosophies, teachings, and practices which are uniting? Not from today, but from centuries. So, Yoga for Interfaith Harmony, which is India's gift of union to the divided world. In the spirit and the teachings of Khaja Garib Nawaz, which is the place where we belong, Ajmer Sharif, where the message is love
I'm so
towards all.
sorry, Salmanji. I'm so sorry to disturb you in between. Can you keep your camera horizontal so that we can have a full screen view, if it is possible for you?
Uh,
If it is not, that's
is
okay.
it not visible? Is it not visible?
No, it is visible, but it is coming. Both of the sides we have black patches. But if you it is not comfortable, then we can continue with the same.
Let me see. Is this better?
Yes, it is better.
But Soma, is it fine? I mean, like it's visible. I hope I'm audible and visible to all the global audiences
Yes,
of
yes,
United
yes.
Consciousness and who have been together as a family with the presence of our very dear Dr. Tomar Sahab. So the place that we come from is Ajmer Sharif, which have been so generously and so beautifully been portrayed and captured by the team of United Consciousness. I really love that video which you have compiled together. So congratulations and thanks to your beautiful team. Ajmer Sharif, where the teachings of love towards all and malice towards none, which resonated in the earlier session about the unconditional love, how it can be healing and it can be uplifting to those who seek with the heart and the soul. So we bring you greetings from the blessed thresholds of Ajmer Sharif, where over 800 years, hearts of every faith have come to breathe the same air of peace. On this International Day of Yoga, I wish to speak not as a teacher of posture, but as a fellow traveler of heart, and to say something simple that the whole world is slowly remembering that the word yoga comes from yuj, to unite. Before it is exercise, before it is wellness, before it is even discipline, yoga is union, union of the heart, soul, mind, body, and the entire creation. The union of body with breath with mind, of the human beings with the source from which all of us came and to which all we will return. This is India's most precious gift to humanity, not as a possession to be guarded, but as a lamp to be shared. Yoga is a way of life, not merely a way to a good health. The world first came to yoga seeking the body, relief from pain, calmness, or a restless mind, strength and suppleness for tired limbs. And yoga gave all this generously. Science today confirmed what the rishis, yogis, and the mystics and the Sufis knew in silence, that the steadying of breath steadies the heart, that the disciplined body becomes a quiet home for the disciplined soul. But those who stay on the mat soon realize that yoga was never only about health. It is a way of life, a daily covenant of moderation, awareness, gratitude, patience, and service. It teaches us to live light upon the earth, gently with one another. In the age of drowning in noise and speed, yoga in India whispering to the world, slow down, breathe and return to yourself, and you will find the divine within yourself. How far this gift has traveled is itself a miracle and a gift in our times. Across the Gulf, in the Middle East, in the United Arab Emirates, in Bahrain, in Kuwait, and even in Saudi Arabia, which is the very birthplace of Islamic spiritual traditions. Yoga today is practiced, taught, and loved by thousands, led by certified teachers and devoted practitioners, and honored by the government of India and its embassies as a true bridge between civilization. Let one name stand among many: Noof Marwai, Saudi Arabia's first certified yoga instructor and founder of the Arab Yoga Foundation, was conferred the Padma Shri in 2018, the first Arab citizen ever to receive the honor, for making yoga a recognized, respected practice in the kingdom. And she now leads the Saudi Yoga Committee. Here is the proof of a quiet truth that yoga conflicts with no one's faith because it asks nothing of belief and everything of sincerity. It does not it does not enhance the faith, the practices that ones come from, but it develops and evolves, and it cleanses the practices that one is already engaged in, whether it is silent meditation, practices of faith, or prayers or meditation in a community or congregation. A Muslim breathes continuously who breathes continuously is a better Muslim. A Christian who sits in silence prays more deeply. A Hindu who serves with awareness draws nearer to the divine. That is why yoga has become common language of well-being for all human family. For those who think this meeting of tradition is new, our own land remembers otherwise. Long before the word interfaith was coined, the Sufis of India and the yogis of the Nath Sampradaya sat together as seekers, not strangers. The Sufi Bhakti tradition, which evolved in India, has established the Sina Basina, heart to heart sharing and learning of practices, teachings, and silence with each community together. It is recounted in our shared heritage that Hazrat Baba Farid Ganj Shakar, the great Chishti saint of Punjab, met with the wandering yogis of his time and they exchanged the secrets of breath. The yogis pranama and the Sufis hafsidam and the pas anfas meditative practices, the guarding of every breath is in remembrance of the beloved. As we say, har nafas bil zikr Allah, that every breath take us closer to the divine and the remembrance of God. Each recognize in the other a fellow climber of the same mountain by the different path. The disciplines of the disciples of Gorakhnath and the Nath Yogis Sampradaya, posture, breath, inner life, inner fire, the stilling of the mind, followed into the spiritual practices of the subcontinent and met the Sufi signs of zikr, muraqabah, contemplation, and silence. Bhakti, Sufi, and yogic streams have watered the same soil of India since the ancient past. From their meeting came not confusion, but compassion, unconditional love, and seva, service towards all. This is our civilizational inheritance: unity without uniformity, oneness that honor differences. For 20 years, by the grace of Khaja Garib Nawaz, it has been our humble life works to carry this message of harmony across many continents and over 90 countries, to the United Nations, to the universities, to gatherings of every faith and every walk of life, so that the bridge that India has always been might be walked by the world. We have learned on every continent the same lesson the yogis and the Sufis learned through the teachings of Baba Farid, through the Nath Sampradaya, and the many yogis and the Shankaracharyas from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. That beneath are many names for the divine, the human heart beats with one longing. When we breathe together, we cannot hate together. The mat and the prayer yug, the Jainamaz, the Musalla, or the prayer rug, the asana and the sajda, the om and the zikr are all the body's way of saying the soul one word: return. Return to where we belong. This is then is yoga for interfaith harmony, not a watering down of any tradition, but the discovery of the still point where all tradition touch together. In the world torn by walls, wars, and the challenges that we face today, as youth, as elders of coming from all ages, yoga offers a wordless peace that needs no translations. It heals the body so the heart may be free. It quietens the mind so the spirit may listen. And it unites the human family in the oldest truth India ever gave the world: Vasudeva Kutumbakum. The world is one family, which resonates in the Quranic teachings of Al Khalqu Ayalillah, that the whole creation is God's family. May every breath drawn on this day be a piece of prayers. May the health of the body will become the harmony of the soul. And may the union that yoga teaches us become the union for which our wounded world so deeply longs. Love towards all and malice towards none. The message is very clear. On this day, that we go through the inner journey and connect with the inner net, along with the vibrant artificial intelligence and the internet, that the world is now coming together, and as one family we can communicate, correspond, and even in silence we could be together from Mashriq to Maghrib, from east to the west. And we congratulate to all the office bearers of United Consciousness, and especially dear respected Dr. Tomer, who has been relentlessly sharing this fire, sharing this light, and sharing that justuju, continuous dissemination of teachings, whether it is in person or through the digital platform that has come to our way. As Khaja Garib Nawaz has says so beautifully 800 years ago, that if we want to be close to the Creator, be in service towards the creation and develop the three attributes of nature into your being. What are these three attributes of nature? As we learn while we are practicing our meditation, yoga, or even in silence, when we look at nature: sun like grace, suraj jaisi shafkat, karuna, दरिया जैसी सखावत, river like generosity, और जमीन जैसी खातिर तवाज़ो, earth like hospitality. So sun like grace, river like generosity, and earth like hospitality. If we develop these three attributes in our practices of prayer, meditation, faith, and even serving with unconditional love, then we will never make any differences or distinguish upon whom we are serving. We will never ask anybody's name, religion, nationality, language, region, or which part of the world they come from. We will serve them with unconditional love, the way of the sun, the river, and the earth. That's why Mother Earth, as we call it, with unconditional love, who makes no differences upon whom they are serving. And that's what the essence of yoga, which teaches us with unconditional love, whoever you are, whether you are from East, West, or the Middle East, wherever you are from, it is open for you to embrace the longing of the soul, to embrace the 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 nourishment of the soul, which uplift and elevates our spiritual consciousness, which when we are elevated to that maqam, that spiritual station where we see all as one, that's the highest platform on the pyramid of life. When we reach that pyramid, when we see no other, it's only our own reflection, our own beauty that resonates. Not only when we see with open eyes, but when we close our eyes. Because seeing is not only with open eyes, but also when we close our eyes. And that's when the real seeing happens within our heart, mind, and soul. So, seeing without seeing, hearing without hearing, and the signs which comes to us from the divine, which elevate us to realize the consciousness within us, and that's the gift that yoga enable us, and the meditative practices give us, and that is where India has shared this wisdom from centuries with the world. And even today, when the divided world, yoga is here to unite. Practices of meditation from India are here as oneness. And that's what United Consciousness is sharing with the world today. Thank you, Dr. Tomar Saab, for this beautiful morning and the consciousness of heart, and really lovely to see you, although we see each other after days or weeks or maybe a year, but it really feels that yesterday we were together and today again we are together, and that's the spiritual friendship and unity bestow upon us. Thank you and gratitude. Namaste, Ek Onkar, Salam Alaikum, and Vasudeva Kutubum. Abab, Satrikal, Namaskar. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Haji Sayyid Salman Chishti ji. It's still in my heart the time we spent together at Ajmer Sharif Dargah, and we took blessings from there. And your message of love towards all and malice towards none is actually the message of yoga to the world. And as you mentioned, that Nath Sampradaya and Sufi Sampradaya, they had Sina Basina, heart to heart sharing, and which is the joint culture of this nation and the message of this country to the world. As you said, whole creation is the God's family, Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. We take this message from you about the working on the inner net and be in the service of the creation, from like taking sun-like grace, river-like generosity, earth-like hospitality, and seeing without seeing, hearing without hearing, and love for all. Thank you very much for always inspiring and honoring us with your presence, Honorable Haji Sayyid Salman Chishti ji. Thank you very much.
Shukriya, bahut bahut dua, and all the best for the next sessions and the next continued week. That has been, only you can do this, bringing people from all the world together for the entire world. So more power to you and more blessing to you and the family. Keep growing, keep smiling, keep sharing, and we see you very soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
We are honored to present Dr. Atul Kothari, a visionary leader and the National Secretary of Siksha Sanskriti Utthan Nyas, New Delhi. His deep connection with numerous universities and educational institutions across India highlights his expertise in a wide range of educational subjects. As a patron of the Indian Language Forum and Indian Language Campaign, he campaigns the promotion of Indian languages and holistic education. His contributions are vast. He has founded Siksha Swasthya Nyas and Dakshina Foundation and has guided over 200 seminars on the National Education Policy 2020. His notable publications include National Education Policy 2020, Revival of India, Higher Education, Indian Perspective, and Atal Bihari Vajpayee Education Dialogue. A frequent keynote speaker, he has represented India at global forums including the World Religion Conference in the USA and the World Hindi Conference. He has also been honored with prestigious awards including the Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya Award. Dr. Kothari's unwavering commitment to the transformative power of education continues to inspire many across the nations. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Dr. Atul Kothari.
प्रणाम भाई सर, आज आपने आशीर्वाद दिया अपनी प्रेजेंस से, हम सब बहुत उत्साहित हैं। और जिस प्रकार का कार्य आपके मार्गदर्शन में भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा में अखिल भारतीय स्तर पे हो रहा है, वो ऐसा कार्य है जो देश की शिक्षा जगत को हमेशा के लिए बदल के रखने वाला है। और इसी विषय से संबंधित योगा और समग्र व्यक्तित्व विकास पे आज आप अपना उद्बोधन देंगे। आपका बहुत स्वागत है भाई साहब। धन्यवाद।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद विक्रांत सिंह। डॉक्टर विक्रांत सिंह जी तोमर तथा अन्य विद्वान वक्तागण और प्रतिभागीगण, आप सबको अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं। आज विश्व मानव समुदाय भौतिकता के विकास की अंधी दौड़ में जो प्रवृत्त हो गया है, इसके कारण मन अशांत है, स्ट्रेस में है मनुष्य। और वैश्विक मानव समुदाय के सामने सबसे बड़ी चुनौती आज यही है कि मानसिक स्वास्थ्य, मेंटल हेल्थ का प्रॉब्लम, ये सब का उत्तर योग में मिलता है। आज वैश्विक स्तर पर योग को जो स्वीकार्यता मिली है, इसका सबसे महत्वपूर्ण कारण यह है कि जो ये मेंटल हेल्थ का प्रॉब्लम समस्या है, इसका सॉल्यूशन किसी भी मेडिकल साइंस में नहीं है और इसका सॉल्यूशन योग में है। ये सब ने एक्सपीरियंस अनुभव कर लिया, इसलिए योग का स्वीकार आज वैश्विक स्तर पर किया गया। और इसकी शुरुआत हमारे माननीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने की 21 जून 2015 से। ये यूनो ने भी इसका स्वीकार किया और अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस की घोषणा की। योग शब्द हमारे सबसे भारत का जो प्राचीन ग्रंथ है ऋग्वेद, इसमें इस शब्द का उल्लेख मिलता है। योग शब्द का जो सामान्य अर्थ है जोड़ना, जुड़ना, मिलना, युक्त होना, इसको अलग अलग विषयों के साथ भी अलग अलग संदर्भ में प्रयोग होता है। गणित शास्त्र में 2+2 इसको जोड़ कहते हैं, उसको योग कहते हैं। चिकित्सा शास्त्र में 2 औषधियों को मिश्रण को योग कहते हैं। ज्योतिष शास्त्र में ग्रहों की विभिन्न स्थितियों को योग कहते हैं। आध्यात्मिक दृष्टि से योग का जो अर्थ है वो अपने आप से युक्त होना, जुड़ना, शरीर का मन से, मन का आत्मा से, आत्मा का परमात्मा से, अर्थात जीवात्मा का परमात्मा से मिलन, यही योग है। तो ये योग की एक आध्यात्मिक दृष्टि है। भगवद गीता में कहा है योग कर्मशु कौशलम, यानी कोई भी कार्य कुशलतापूर्वक, स्किलफुल करना, वही योग है। इसी प्रकार भगवद गीता में ये भी कहा है समत्व योग उच्चयते, अर्थात सिद्धि असिद्धि में समान रहना, सम रहना, इसी को भी योग कहते हैं। भगवद गीता में जो 18 अध्याय है 18, उसको अलग अलग योग के नाम से वर्णित किया गया है। इसमें प्रमुख रूप से 3 योग की बात भगवद गीता में कही है, ज्ञान योग, कर्म योग, भक्ति योग। ये तीनों का संतुलित जीवन में धारण करना, इससे ही विकास, विवेकशील व्यक्तित्व का निर्माण होता है, अर्थात व्यक्तित्व का समग्र विकास होता है, होलिस्टिक डेवलपमेंट होता है, जिसको अंग्रेजी में विजडम भी कई बार कहते हैं। तो इस प्रकार योग ये एक समग्र विकास का एक भारत में माध्यम है। भारत में योग की परंपरा बहुत आदि अनादिकाल से है। प्राचीन काल से हमारे ऋषि महात्माओं इनको धारण किया था, अपने जीवन में धारण करते थे, और इस काल से धीरे धीरे ये पूरे भारत में एक नियमित लोगों के जीवन का एक क्रम बन गया था। योग के कई अलग अलग प्रकार हैं, भक्ति योग, कर्म योग, ज्ञान योग, हठ योग, राजयोग, अष्टांग योग, कुंडलिनी योग, क्रिया योग, मंत्र योग, जप योग आदि ऐसे नाम बताए गए हैं। वैसे सभी प्रकार के अलग अलग प्रकार योग के नाम हैं, लेकिन उनका अंतिम लक्ष्य तो एक ही है कि शरीर और मन की शुद्धि और उच्च एकाग्रता और आत्म साक्षात्कार की प्राप्ति करना। जैसे हम कहीं भी प्रवास करना है, टूर करना है, तो चाहे बस में जाए, कार में जाए, रेल में जाए, विमान में जाए, ये माध्यम अलग अलग होता है, लेकिन मूल तो उस गंतव्य स्थान पर, लक्ष्य तक हमने पहुंचना है। इसी प्रकार गंतव्य तो इसका एक ही है, लक्ष्य एक ही है, लेकिन प्रकार अलग अलग है। तो जिसकी अपनी रुचि प्रकृति के अनुसार इसको अपने जीवन में वो धारण करता है। इसके उसी प्रकार साधना तय करना और किसी योग को आत्म साक्षात्कार की दिशा में अग्रसर होना, यही इनका अंतिम लक्ष्य है। गीता में जो योग के 3 प्रकार का प्रमुख रूप से बल दिया है, भक्ति योग, ज्ञान योग और कर्म योग, ये 3 जो मैंने पहले भी उल्लेख किया। भगवद गीता और योग वशिष्ठ पुराण आदि ग्रंथों में भक्ति योग का उल्लेख मिलता है। भक्ति योग का अर्थ है, जिसका अर्थ है सेवा या समर्पण, यानी संस्कृत की भज धातु है, उससे भक्त शब्द बना है, यानी ईश्वर से पूर्ण समर्पण शरणागति, यही भक्ति है। भक्ति भी 2 प्रकार बताए गए हैं। सगुण भक्ति अर्थात भक्ति के पीछे कोई अपेक्षा होती है। साधारण जैसे आजकल परीक्षा का समय चलता है, तो एग्जाम के समय में बच्चे जाते हैं ईश्वर के पास, तो अपने अच्छे मार्क्स मिले, पास हो जाए, इसकी नंबर आ जाए, इसकी अपेक्षा से वो जाता है। तो ये एक भक्ति योग का एक प्रकार है। भक्ति योग के ये सगुण भक्ति कहा गया। दूसरा है जिसमें कोई अपेक्षा नहीं होती है, ईश्वर की साधना यही उनका उद्देश्य होता है और कोई अपेक्षा नहीं होती है। इसको निर्गुण भक्ति कहते हैं, जिसमें निस्वार्थता होता है। तो 12वीं शताब्दी में बाद भारत में भक्ति योग का विशेष प्रचलन बढ़ा था। संत योग ज्ञानेश्वर, संत तुकाराम, एकनाथ, नामदेव, गुरु नानक, नरसिंह मेहता आदि संतों ने भक्ति आंदोलन बड़े पैमाने पर देश में चलाया था। दूसरा योग का प्रकार है ज्ञान योग। ज्ञान शब्द की उत्पत्ति ज्ञ धातु से हुई है, जिसका तात्पर्य है जानना। अर्थात आचार्य श्री राम आचार्य जी ने कहा है कि स्वयं को जानना ही योग है। हुए माई, इसको समझना ही योग है। अर्थात मैं कौन हूं, जैसे मनुष्य पंचकोश से बना है, मैं शरीर हूं, मैं प्राण हूं, मैं मन हूं, बुद्धि हूं या मैं आत्मस्वरूप हूं, इसको जानना, ये ज्ञ धातु से तात्पर्य है। अन्नमय कोश से आनंदमय कोश की यात्रा ही ज्ञान योग है। अपने मूल स्वरूप अर्थात आत्मस्वरूप, ब्रह्म स्वरूप, चिदानंद की अनुभूति, साक्षात्कार, यही ज्ञान योग का अंतिम लक्ष्य है। भारतीय दर्शन में कर्म को बंधन माना गया है, परंतु कर्म योग में कार्य के उस स्वरूप का निरूपण किया गया है जो बंधन का कारण नहीं होता है। योग का अर्थ है समत्व की प्राप्ति। समत्व योग उच्चयते, सिद्धि असिद्धि, असफलता सफलता, समभाव रखना, इसको समत्व कहता है। समत्व अर्थात फल एवं आसक्ति रहित कर्म करना, जिसको निष्काम कर्म कहा गया है। यानी कर्म का भी इस प्रकार कर्म करके अपेक्षा नहीं रखना, ये गीता में विशेष इसका उल्लेख आता है। स्वामी विवेकानंद ने भी कहा है कि कोई भी कार्य निस्वार्थ भाव से करना, जिसमें कोई स्वार्थ नहीं है, उसको ही आध्यात्मिक माना गया है। जो जितना निस्वार्थी है उतना आध्यात्मिक है। जिस भी कर्म करने में हमारा किसी भी प्रकार का स्वार्थ नहीं है, वही निष्काम कर्म है। तो इस प्रकार कर्म योग की संकल्पना हमारे यहाँ रखी गई है। महर्षि पातंजलि के अनुसार योगश्चित्त वृत्ति निरोध, अर्थात हमारी चित्त की जो वृत्तियां होती है, इसको निरोध करना, यही योग है। जैसे जैसे आचार यानी आचरण की शुद्धता होती जाती है, वैसे वैसे चित्त की निर्मलता भी होती जाती है। यानी भारत में सिद्धांतों का आदर्श सिर्फ नहीं माना गया, आचरण को आदर्श माना गया है कि जीवन में आचरण का आदर्श होना चाहिए। तो इस प्रकार ये आचार शुद्धि की बात इसमें कही गई है। एक प्रकार से योग की उच्चम स्थिति है ये। उस स्थिति तक आरोहण करने का साधन अष्टांग योग से। अष्टांग योग की जो कल्पना दी गई है, यम नियम 8 योग, यम नियम, आसन, प्राणायाम, प्रत्याहार, धारणा, ध्यान, समाधि, इन व्यक्तित्व के समग्र विकास की मूलभूत अवधारणा इसमें प्रस्तुत होती है। यम यानी उन गुणों का समूह का नाम है यम, जिनसे व्यक्ति को समाज में उचित व्यवहार करने में सहायता मिलती है। उनके प्रमुख अंग है अहिंसा, सत्य, ब्रह्मचर्य, अपरिग्रह। दूसरा है नियम। उन गुणों के समूह का नाम नियम है जो व्यक्ति के चारित्रिक विकास में सहायक होता है। चरित्र की संकल्पना बहुत महत्वपूर्ण संकल्पना है, भारतीय संकल्पना है। आज जो वैश्विक स्तर पर पूरे वर्ल्ड में जो चैलेंजेस है या प्रॉब्लम्स है, उनका कोई एक महत्वपूर्ण कारण जो अगर हो तो वो है चरित्र का संकट, क्राइसिस ऑफ कैरेक्टर। इसलिए चरित्र को भारतीय तत्व ज्ञान में अत्यंत महत्व दिया गया है। तो उन गुणों का समूह का नाम नियम है जो व्यक्ति के चारित्रिक विकास में सहायक होते हैं। उसके प्रमुख अंग है सोच, संतोष, तप, स्वाध्याय, ईश्वर प्रणिधान। तीसरा है आसन। स्थिर भाव से सुखपूर्वक बैठना ही आसन है। आसन विशेष करके अभ्यास से शिथिलता तथा सुख की अनुभूति होती है। इसके आसन के कई प्रकार है भारतीय चिंतन में। तो मूल बात है कि सरल बात में कह रहा है तो सुखपूर्वक शांति से इसी स्थिति में बैठना के जिससे व्यक्ति को शांति, सुख और आनंद की प्राप्ति हो, इसी को ही आसन कहा गया है। फिर इनके प्रकार बहुत सारे, इसका वर्णन अभी संभव नहीं है। तो ये एक तीसरी बात है। चौथी बात है प्राणायाम। प्राणायाम से अभिप्राय है प्राण शक्ति का नियमन। हमारा जो ब्रीथिंग होता है इसको बैलेंस करना। ये असंतुलन होने से ही व्यक्ति के जीवन में बहुत कष्ट निर्माण होता है। जो हमारा प्राण शक्ति है, ये ऊर्जा जिसको कहते हैं, ये इसको अगर नियंत्रित नहीं रखेंगे तो इम्बैलेंस होता है और उससे व्यक्ति के जीवन में अनेक स्वास्थ्य की समस्या होती है, अंत में मृत्यु भी होता है। तो ये प्राण शक्ति का नियमन, नियंत्रण, विस्तार और लयबद्धता करना, यानी उनको स्ट्रेंथन भी करना, उनको नियंत्रित भी करना है और वो एक सिस्टम से लय के अनुसार चले, ये प्राणायाम का मूल उद्देश्य है। शरीर को स्वस्थ प्राणों के संतुलित करना और मन को ओजस्वी और संकल्पवान बनाना, यह प्राणायाम का मुख्य प्रयोजन है। यानी शरीर और मन की शुद्धि, ये प्रमुख रूप से प्राणायाम का कार्य है। पांचवी बात है प्रत्याहार। इंद्रियों को विषयों की ओर जाने की प्रक्रिया को निरोध करना। जो अलग अलग प्रकार के हमारी इंद्रियों के आकर्षण होते हैं, जो हमारी 5 इंद्रियां है, ये हमारी मनुष्य के जीवन की समस्या का मूल जड़ वहां होता है कि इंद्रियों को संयम नहीं करते हैं तो जो नहीं खाना है वो खाने की इच्छा होती है, जितना खाना चाहिए उससे अधिक खाने की इच्छा होती है, जो नहीं देखना चाहिए वो देखने की इच्छा होती है, जो नहीं सुनना चाहिए उसके सुनने की इच्छा होती है, आदि आदि। ये 5 इंद्रिय जो हमारी है, ये जो इंद्रियों को संयमित रखना, इसको कंट्रोल करना, इसी प्रक्रिया को निरोध कहा है। इंद्रियों के विषयों के जो अलग अलग विषयों में इंद्रिय जाती है, जो नहीं जाना चाहिए ऐसे विषयों में, उसको संयमित और कंट्रोल करना, यही प्रत्याहार का मूल उद्देश्य है। धारणा छठा है, मन को आंतरिक अथवा बाह्य बिंदुओं पर स्थिर करना और अपनी निष्क्रिय शक्ति को जागृत करना। यानी शरीर जो हमारा है, मन है, विशेष करके मन जो है हमारा, उनको बाह्य वस्तुओं पर स्थिर करना, किसी भी वस्तु पर स्थिर करना, एकाग्र करना। क्योंकि सबसे बड़ा जो जीवन की सफलता का आधार है वो एकाग्रता, कंसंट्रेशन होता है। वो कंसंट्रेशन जीवन में नहीं होता है, इससे व्यक्ति असफल होता है किसी भी क्षेत्र में। किसी भी क्षेत्र में सफल, सक्सेस होना है तो बिना एकाग्रता, कंसंट्रेशन नहीं हो सकता है। कोई स्पोर्ट्समैन है, उसका कंसंट्रेशन नहीं है, आजकल फुटबॉल का वर्ल्ड लेवल का टूर्नामेंट चल रहा है, तो अगर उसमें कंसंट्रेशन नहीं है तो वो प्लेयर सक्सेस नहीं हो सकता है। इसी प्रकार कोई संगीत में, नृत्य में पार्टिसिपेट करता है तो एकाग्रता के बिना वो साधना नहीं हो सकती है। ऐसे कला में, किसी भी कला, चाहे पेंटिंग हो, आदि आदि। तो ये जो, और सबसे महत्वपूर्ण, ये सब शिक्षा का आधार है, शिक्षा का एक भाग है। तो एजुकेशन जो है, शिक्षा है, इसका मूल आधार एकाग्रता है। क्लास में कोई बच्चा फर्स्ट आता है, कोई बच्चा लास्ट आता है, इसका अर्थ ये नहीं कि अंतिम श्रेणी में बैठा है वो बुद्धिमान नहीं है। लेकिन उनका पढ़ाई में, स्टडी में कंसंट्रेशन नहीं है, बस इतना ही है। क्लास में कंसंट्रेशन नहीं है, मन चंचल होता है, भटकता रहता है, तो वो कंसंट्रेट नहीं होता है, तो फिर वो किसी भी फील्ड में वो व्यक्ति फेल हो जाता है। तो इस तरह से ये जो है कि मन को स्थिर करना, एकाग्र करना, ये सबसे महत्वपूर्ण बात इसमें कही गई है। और हमारी जो शरीर की कई शक्तियां निष्क्रिय रहती है। विद्वान कहते हैं कि अधिक से अधिक व्यक्ति 20, 25, 20, 25% अपनी शक्ति, कैपेसिटी का यूज करता है, मैक्सिमम। तो जो बाकी हमारी शक्ति निष्क्रिय रहती है, इनएक्टिव रहती है, उसको जागृत करना। उसको जागृत करने से व्यक्ति में इतनी क्षमता और कैपेसिटी बढ़ती है कि कल्पना नहीं कर सकते। तो मनुष्य में ये सब क्षमताएं होती है, कैपेसिटी होती है, बस वो इनएक्टिव है, उसको एक्टिव कर देने से मनुष्य इच्छा करे वो कर सकता है। तो इस प्रकार की ये धारणा का तात्पर्य है। फिर है ध्यान। हमारी समस्त चित्तवृत्तियां है, उनको एक लक्ष्य पर केंद्रित करना है। मैंने जैसे कहा कि हमारा चित्त है, मन है, वो भटकता रहता है, मन चंचल है, मन की गति इतनी न्यारी है कि दुनिया में किसी की गति इतनी नहीं है। मैं बैठा हूं और मेरे कोई रिलेटिव मान लो कि जापान में है, तो एक सेकंड भी मन को वहां जाने में नहीं लगता है। तो इस प्रकार जो ये चंचल मन है, ये हमारी चित्त की वृत्ति है जिसको हम कहते हैं। फिर तो वो ये समस्त हमारी चित्त की वृत्तियां इधर उधर भटकती रहती है, तो उसको एक स्थान पर केंद्रित करना, कंसंट्रेट करना, तो वृत्तियों का परिहार करना, एक प्रकार निर्विषय मन जिसको हम कहते हैं। निर्विषय मन का तात्पर्य है कि सारे विचार स्थगित हो गए और एक ही बात पर हमारा ध्यान केंद्रित, कंसंट्रेट है, इसी को ही ध्यान कहते हैं। तो ऋतुमती देवी एक बार कहती थी कि हमारे गुरुजी ने कहा कि ध्यान यानी क्या, तो आपकी ब्रीथिंग जो है उस पर आप कंसंट्रेट हो जाए तो वो भी ध्यान है। ये सरल ध्यान के प्रकार है। तो ध्यान बहुत कठिन लगता है, बहुत हार्ड लगता है सामान्य मनुष्य को, लेकिन ऐसे सरल रास्ते भी ध्यान की कई प्रक्रिया में हमारे ऋषि मुनियों ने, महापुरुषों ने दिए हैं। तो इस प्रकार का ये ध्यान की बात है। और फिर है समाधि। समाधि यानी ध्येय और ध्याता एक हो जाते हैं, अर्थात व्यक्ति का जो लक्ष्य है, एम है लाइफ का, इसके साथ वो एकीकरण उनका हो जाता है। इसी को समाधि कहते हैं। जीवन का अंतिम लक्ष्य क्या है, तो अष्टांग योग की उच्चतम स्थिति प्राप्त करना, इसी को राजयोग भी कहा है। यानी जो मनुष्य की अंतिम स्थिति यह है प्राप्ति जीवन की, कि मुक्ति, मोक्ष की प्राप्ति करना। तो ये मुक्ति जो प्राप्त करनी है, मोक्ष प्राप्त करना है, वो तभी हो सकता है कि वो समाधि अवस्था में व्यक्ति पहुंचे। तब वो और उनका जीवन का एम जीवन का ये है कि मोक्ष, मुक्ति की प्राप्ति करना, और व्यक्ति ये दोनों एकाकार हो जाए, दोनों अलग अलग न रहे। इस प्रकार का स्वरूप जब बन जाए व्यक्ति का, इस प्रकार की स्थिति मनुष्य की बन जाए, तब उनको समाधि कहते हैं। तो इस प्रकार अष्टांग योग की हमारे यहाँ कल्पना दी गई है। इस प्रकार योग ये वर्ष व्यक्तित्व के समग्र विकास का एक माध्यम है, होलिस्टिक डेवलपमेंट का है। अंतिम बात कहकर मेरी बात पूरी करता हूं कि 3 प्रकार हमारे यहाँ दिए गए हैं व्यक्तित्व विकास का भारतीय परंपरा में। एक है जिसकी चर्चा हमने की, योग। दूसरा है चक्र, 7 चक्र, 8 चक्र। चक्र यानी नलिकाएं अधिक से अधिक जहां इकट्ठी होती है, उस स्थान को चक्र कहा जाता है। तो चक्र को ध्यान करने से भी व्यक्तित्व का समग्र विकास होता है। और तीसरा है पंचकोश, जिनका मैं आनंदमय कोश। तीनों प्रकार व्यक्तित्व के समग्र विकास का है। जिस व्यक्ति को जो अनुकूल आता है, वो फिर उसको उस रास्ते पर वो चल सकता है। तो आज प्रमुख रूप से हमने योग की चर्चा की है। योग दिवस है, तो पूरे अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर विश्व मानव समुदाय को इस कार्यक्रम के आयोजकों को सभी को योग दिवस की पुनः एक बार हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। माइक बंद है आपका, माइक बंद है, माइक।
थैंक यू वेरी मच भाई साहब, आपने बड़े समग्र रूप से योग को परिभाषित किया, सातों चक्रों के बारे में, गीता द्वारा दिए गए योग के तीनों मार्ग के बारे में भी, और अष्टांग योग को बहुत विस्तार से आपने बताया किस प्रकार वो व्यक्तित्व विकास में योगदान दे सकते हैं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद भाई साहब आपके समय के लिए और इस मार्गदर्शन के लिए भी।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
It is a great honor and privilege to welcome Dr. Rajesh Ranjan, a distinguished Indian diplomat, scholar and public administrator who currently serves as a Deputy Director General of Indian Council for Cultural Relations, New Delhi. A respected officer of 2001 batch of Indian Foreign Services, he plays a pivotal role in advancing India's cultural diplomacy through conferences, research initiatives, special projects, scholarships and international academic collaborations. With a PhD in economics specializing in public finance from Allahabad University, Dr. Ranjan brings exceptional intellectual depth and strategic insight to his work. His illustrious diplomatic career includes serving as Ambassador of India to Cote d'Ivoire, High Commissioner of India at Botswana and the Director of Americas Division in the Ministry of External Affairs, where he contributed significantly to India's relation with the United States and Canada. Widely admired for his diplomatic acumen, visionary leadership, scholar excellence and commitment to international cooperation, Dr. Ranjan continues to strengthen India's global engagement through education, culture and meaningful partnership across the nations. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Dr. Rajesh Ranjan.
Namaste, Dr. Rajesh Ranjan ji. Thank you very much for honoring us. And we heard you last time in Rishikesh. It was inspiring. Aaj whole stage is yours. Yoga as global health diplomacy. Over to you, sir.
Namaskar, Vikrant ji. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Today again, I remember very well that we met in Rishikesh and we decided now you are taking the lead, organizing another session on yoga, promoting yoga, and our object. Let me start with now. So, distinguished organizer from United Consciousness, Dr. Vikrant Singh Tomar, esteemed global practitioners, scholars, friends who have joined us from every corner of this interconnected world. Once again, namaskar to you all. It is an honor and to address this distinguished gathering at the United Consciousness International Week of Yoga 2026. On behalf of the Indian Council for Cultural Relations, I extend our deepest appreciation to the United Consciousness for curating this virtual communion, where geographical borders dissolve and we align under one singular unifying frequency, that is one earth, one health, and one consciousness. Usually, when people think of diplomacy, they think of trade deals, political treaties, or security pacts. Of course, these are important, but they remain transactional. As we examine the world we have built, we confront an unsettling paradox. Materially and digitally, we are the most hyper-connected generation in the human history today. Information travel immediately. Economies and industries are tightly intertwined. Yet, humanity faces a silent structural crisis of internal fragmentation. The modern world is grappling with challenges that traditional statecraft, with all the wealth and military might, is unequipped to solve alone. Modern healthcare, too, has become highly commercialized, turning wellness into an expensive luxury and widening the gap between the global north and global south. We are witnessing an alarming rise in mental health ailments and chronic lifestyle diseases across all the age groups. a hidden pandemic of stress, existential crisis, and isolation. This compels us to recognize that true security cannot be built merely on political treaties. It must be anchored in the holistic well-being of the human collective. It is against this backdrop that we must embrace a major addition to our policies, the evolution of statecraft into healing diplomacy with yoga as its powerful instrument of global health diplomacy. So bringing the topic of today, I would like to thank again Dr. Vikrant Singh Tomarji, Yoga as a Global Health Diplomacy, for this, because this is a very unique topic and we have to pay attention to this fully. To truly understand yoga's diplomatic potential, we must move past modern misconception. First of all, yoga is not merely an ancient fitness routine or cultural relic. It is a timeless gift of India to the world, a form of gentle, positive influence that seeks not to dominate, but to harmonize. I repeat, but to harmonize. As a diplomatic bridge, yoga transcends borders. It offers a universal system of wellness that costs nothing, brings people together, and reminds us that beneath our political differences, our human needs remain the same. The unique diplomacy rests on three conceptual pillars. First, democratize wellness. Yoga completely democratizes wellness. It requires no financial capital, no advanced infrastructure, no expensive technology. It belongs to everyone. So that was the first pillar. The second pillar is an inclusive global syllabus. The word yoga stems from Sanskrit root yuj, to yog, to unite, to integrate. The common yoga protocol enables millions of people across diverse linguistic, political, and cultural landscape to move and breathe in absolute synchronization. In traditional statecraft, one nation gain is often another's loss. But yoga operates on a different plane. It cares nothing for political views, language barrier, or cultural differences. When millions across continent follow the same movements and breathe, they participate in a silent but powerful global conversation. I repeat, all of them, they follow actually a very, very important thing, that they participate silently, but powerful global conversation to build on trust. It is a soft power that seeks no leverage, demands no compromise, and imposes no borders. My third pillar, I would like to mention that it's a global commons. Yoga has introduced a preventive, sustainable, and inclusive framework for global public health. By sharing this system, India seeks no political leverage, only a healthier world. This reflects our ancient ethos of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The word is one family. The regular mindful practice of asanas, pranayams, dhyanas shift practitioner from hyper-consumerist, egocentric lifestyle towards a balanced, ecocentric way of living. So I would like to emphasize shifting is from ecocentric lifestyle to eco-centric way of living. This internal transformation yields profound external benefits. Mindful individual makes mindful consumption choices, from protective relationship with environment and interact with society through natural empathy. Thus, yoga diplomacy bridge individual human choices and global sustainability goals. It proves that real harmony does not begin only in conferences hall, it begins on the yoga mat as well. The core mission of the ICCR is to elevate diplomacy beyond trade, deals, and treaties to what truly unites us as a human beings. Through our network of Indian Cultural Center, academic chairs in leading universities, and partnership with global movements, we have built a strong foundation for yoga diplomacy. Working closely with the Ministry of Ayush, we ensure that yoga teachers and professionals worldwide uphold the highest standards of authenticity of scientific precision. We actively support research that connects ancient wisdom with modern medical science, helping public health authorities recognize yoga as an evidence-based preventive healthcare tool. Our goal is to make yoga a permanent companion in daily life, supporting priorities such as healthy aging and workplace mental health. Ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, I leave you with an urgent call to action. The coming decade will bring unprecedented disruption, artificial intelligence, climate shifts, economic realignments, and growing strain on human physiological well-being. If we rely solely on transactional hard diplomacy, we will fail to protect our most precious asset, the human spirit. We must move from fragmented competition to unified consciousness. Global health diplomacy needs a foundational ethos, and yoga provides exactly that. Yoga reminds us that we are interconnected part of one shared global ecosystem, that is one earth. Our collective well-being is interdependent, that is one health, and our ultimate progress depends on recognizing our shared humanity, that is one consciousness. I urge everyone, including academics and healthcare practitioners here today, to view yoga through this expanded institutional lens. Let us integrate yoga into public education frameworks, giving our youth internal anchors of resilience, emotional regulations, and self-awareness. Let us mainstream it within national healthcare system and elevate wellness in multilateral policy dialogue. True global security cannot be achieved merely by policing borders or signing trade pacts. It requires cultivating a culture of peace and empathy across populations. I express my sincere appreciation to Dr. Tomarji and to the organization United Consciousness for organizing this meaningful International Week of Yoga 2026. To every educator, to practitioner and coordinator participating in this summit, you are true ambassador of this movement. I would like to also express my heartfelt gratitude to the Honorable Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi ji, for his visionary leadership in popularizing yoga across the world through the International Day of Yoga, and his consistent global advocacy has transformed yoga from traditional practice into a truly universal movement for health and harmony. Let us carry this practice into our daily lives, our communities, and our international dialogue. Let us use the science of yoga to heal our bodies, steady our minds, expand our collective consciousness, and bring lasting, radiant peace to our shared earth. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rajesh Ranjanji. And the message that you gave on behalf of ICCR is very important in our day, because as you mentioned that AI, climate shift, and economic realignments are the reality of our times. And for that, the word you use is very profound: from fragmented competition and limited identities to unified consciousness. And the pillars that you mentioned, like democratizing wellness, inclusive global syllabus that yoga presents. And you also invited everybody to live a eco-centric way of life, taking mindful choices. I'm sure these are the things which people will certainly take back with them. Not to dominate anybody, but to harmonize is the message of yoga, and India also to the world. We, on behalf of all 120 countries representatives who are a part of this global program, which started on 13th of June, will continue till 21st of June. And as you rightly said, Honorable Prime Minister of India, with his efforts, it has got that recognition in United Nations. Also, Honorable Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh will also be addressing this global community tomorrow morning. Thank you very much, Dr. Rajesh Ranjan ji, for honoring us with your presence and inspiring us with your words. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Vikrant Tomar ji. Thank you for organizing and inviting. Thank you.
Regards, sir.
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्।
This shloka means, may everyone be happy, may everyone be free from all diseases, may everyone see goodness and auspiciousness in everything, may none be unhappy or distressed. Om Shantihi, Shantihi, Shantihi. I am highly privileged to have this opportunity to present my gratitude to all those who have witnessed and blessed this event directly or indirectly. I believe that this is not the end, but the beginning of our journeys. The journeys towards the noble cause of removing the 14 divides rooted in human race and promoting harmonious and peaceful coexistence. Firstly, I thank the God for blessing us all. I am feeling honored to thank our Honorable Chief Minister from Madhya Pradesh, Dr. Mohan Yadav, and Ministers of Government of Madhya Pradesh, to Mr. Rajesh Rabindranath of Project Self USA, Yogi Baba Adnan and Madam Kubuk of Siddha Ashram Yoga Center, Mr. Andre Reel of Nidra Yoga, Swami Suryananda Saraswati of European Yoga Federation, Mr. Sukhdev Volker-Bretz of Yoga Vidya, Ms. Patricia Wegle of AAYT, Ms. Emilio of CUIDY, Ms. Valentina Cortene of African Spiritual Council, Mr. Andre Lebanau of Yoga Lam, Mr. Josh Pryor of Yoga Australia, and Mr. Jose Ruge of the for your invaluable contribution and support. I am also very thankful to Dr. Vikrant Singh Tomar of United Consciousness for hosting such a beautiful program. I also thank Denise Scotto, International Day of Yoga Committee, UN. I am very thankful to Mr. Meghraj Singh Royal, Chairman, United Global Peace Foundation, India. I also thank Team United Consciousness for their valuable contributions to such a beautiful program.